the meat.
Welcome back from the break. This is Mostly Superheroes, and we are here in the basement, St. Louis, Missouri, with Danny Patron back again. I got some feedback coming in. You guys hear that?
Little
It's
buzzy.
like a little buzzy, I think it was me. It's my phone. Sometimes when you get a phone just right up against the cables, apparently it just doesn't like it. It hums and it hisses, but that's real life. We're live on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube and all of it.
Doing it live.
And if you're joining us and you're with us the whole time, I don't know, maybe think about what's going on in your life.
Or
Or
754 call log.
754.
You might as
call
well
log.
just be part of the show.
I really appreciate you guys that hang out with us this whole time. I hope our voices aren't wearing on you too much, and we want to hear yours. Yeah, give us a call at 754 call log, especially when we got a movie like we have today. This is one that's been on the radar for such a long time, and it's probably one of the most complex sequels we've ever brought onto the show. And I want to do a little recap as we do. Even before we, drop the title and say spoiler alert, just a little history lesson. We're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a unbelievable venture that has just exploded, and this is the 30th film out of the MCU, actually, we're talking about today. A lot more TV shows and all sorts of other.
We're probably running up on 50 titles.
Titles, about 50 probably, yeah. This is the 30th movie, and you might remember a little movie called Captain America Civil War. One of the coolest movies of all time. I think that was like 2016, 17, somewhere right in there. And something like 15 superheroes are in this thing.
Yeah.
All right, you got Captain America versus Iron Man. You got Vision doing some stuff with the Scarlet Witch. You got an introduction of Spider-Man. When your love is free. And you This is how many times I've seen these movies. And another character that fans were ready for.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. I didn't know. But, I would. I'll tell you that. Black Panther makes his debut on screen. First fight ever in the MCU is against Bucky Barnes and Captain America on a rooftop. And you really get to see what this guy is made of. King T'Challa of Wakanda, played by Chadwick Boseman, makes his debut on the screen. And it is a moment of pause. And then not long after, a movie comes out called Black Panther, starring the actor in his lead with finally the debut of one of our first African-American-led superhero films. I mean, This is unbelievable. The movie skyrockets, and Wakanda Forever becomes a movement of, what I want to feel like little American black kids all over just going, holy shit.
Finally.
Holy shit. This guy comes back in the Avengers Infinity War movies. He's part of the epic storyline of what happens there and comes back, and it is actually the character that comes back in Avengers Endgame for that all big moment that we know about in that movie. Mm-hmm. In August of 2020, the world is struck in a day, in a moment. Chadwick Boseman has passed. What? This young, crazy actor at the peak has passed away from cancer.
Stomach cancer,
I believe it was some kind of
colon
cancer.
Yep.
And you remember, Andy, we had just started the pod.
Yeah.
We're only a couple months in.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, we're going to break this story. And I remember just the weight of this doesn't feel real.
Exactly.
You thought it was one of those headlines, just clickbait.
Yeah.
Famous actor dies. I really thought.
Right.
We had no warning. He didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a public thing that he was even sick.
And as the story now goes, we know a lot more about this now. He didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Kept this
Suffered in silence.
Suffered in silence. Fought to the top. You've seen him in other films. I know 42 was a big movie for him. Had in many others. He even had a film come out after his passing, maybe even a couple.
Oh, it was on Netflix, I think. He was some sort of soldier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was one where he was like an agent or something, like with a train, I remember. I don't remember the title.
21 Bridges?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I think he was in that.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I had not seen it, though.
Okay, so obviously, monster plans for this guy. Monster plans for the character T'Challa, which T'Challa in Black Panther, I mean, Scotty, I don't know how much you know comic book history wise, but a character that like started like in the 60s, and with a history of its own,
right?
Of like this character T'Challa is like now up on this mantle of like we're gonna take this into the MCU for forever to come.
Yeah.
Well, now we've lost our king, tragically. R.I.P. to the legend. 2022, here we are. This movie has been on the calendar. Kevin Feige, up at Comic-Con. It's up on the schedule probably in 2019. Well, Black Panther 2 is coming. I don't think they even had the title at the time.
I don't think they had a title, and I know Ryan Coogler had like finished his first draft of the script for the movie when he had heard about the passing of his star.
Yes, it's the second movie.
Yeah.
He's already got it down. Yeah, Ryan Coogler, director, one of the writers on the film. And here we are, a rewrite for sure, and a movie that comes in with a lot of weight. Here we are, though, in November of 2022. Spoiler alert for the film. We're going to get into the story. We're going to tell you who made it, talk about how it's doing out there, and really focus on the story. We're talking about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Spoiler alert right now. All right, we've all seen it. I saw it a few days ago. It's only been out for 1 week.
10 days or so.
10
You
days.
saw it a week ago, Dan.
Yeah, last Sunday.
You guys saw it last week.
I saw it on the Saturday after it came out and last Saturday.
2 Saturdays in a row
with the Giggler.
With the Giggler. Hey, how'd you guys have a good time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And who else went with you?
We had Mike Harrison, Mike Key, the boys.
Yes.
Mike and Mike.
Yep.
But it was a.
Was that their first time?
It's weird going into it with somebody. Yeah, it was their first time, so it's like
Don't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, just. It was so
Yeah.
good.
Here's the box of Kleenex.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
for the
there,
sad
oh, there
reason.
it is, right there. We might need this today.
Yeah.
Well,
Everybody can grab it.
Yeah.
I don't have any sniffles today, so I don't need it. I won't need them.
Well, you might get them here soon because I know I was crying at the beginning. I'm crying at the end. I'm crying in the middle of this thing. Why? What is this? Okay, this is not just a sequel. This is obviously a rewrite. It's what do we do with this character? This is one of those things where it's a decision's been made.
They were definitely torn.
They were.
Do we recast? Do we
Yes.
cancel the movie?
This is up in the air
Or
for
do
the
we
longest time.
completely rewrite this whole thing around this event, knowing that this isn't what we originally planned?
Yeah, this movie kind of already comes in before you ever sit down to see it. It's got a chip on its shoulder.
Yeah.
It's got this weight to it of what did they do? How will this work? And I'm really excited to talk about the story.
You have to imagine sitting in the writer's room. They're like, everybody wants to do right, but they know that there's going to be such a fine line in like doing this correctly and misstepping in the tone. In, if you recasted them, it's like, where do you go from here?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the decision they made was excellent.
Yeah.
And, we're going to get into it, but wow, I think you couldn't have done more tribute to him than what this was.
Yes, and you're going to feel that throughout the film. Hey, great segue. Let's talk about the folks that did make it. We're going from IMDB Pro, an Amazon company. We use them, and it's really great. Gives us everything we need. A little bit about the film. Director Ryan Coogler back again, writing the film with Joe Robert Cole, who also did the screenplay. Producers Kevin Feige.
Of course.
Mr. Kaevin. That's what we're all going to be. They really made him into a robot, and it's not good for Kevin. We're all going to think robot forever. Nate Moore also producing the film. Composed by Ludwig Göransson. Cinematographer Autumn Durald Archipel. Editors Kelly Dixon, Jennifer Lame, Michael P. Shaver. Casting director Sarah Finn. I believe Sarah Finn does a lot of casting for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And production designer,
doing a great job.
Absolutely. Yeah. Production designer Hannah Beechler. You think she did a good job on this movie?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Award-winning.
Oh, my gosh.
If you ask me.
I mean, I don't know how you make stuff look like how they made it in this movie.
Man, the visual in this movie is second to none.
I love the color.
The color.
Like the color in the first Black Panther and in this one is just, it's so unique and real that, even you can see the villain on the poster there when we go and see some other stuff in the show. I just think it was all done very well. It just makes it believable, vibrant, the color displays the energy, whether that's somber or uplifting, war times. Like I think the first one and this do an amazing job with that.
And speaking of the first one, absolutely a nod to it that they bring back most of the cast.
Yeah.
You know, we got all sorts of names here. Some that I'm gonna butcher through, and I'll do my best. But Letitia Wright, Shuri coming back. Chadwick. Oh. I mean, this was T'Challa's little sister, brainiac, badass that we meet.
Breakout star, the first one, honestly.
Immediately, one of future Avenger right here. Yeah. This girl's gonna be going places, right? We never see the route that was gonna be going now, but totally has the chops to do it.
Yep.
All right, we got Lupita Nyong'o playing Nakia.
Lupita.
Thank you. Scotty, what about that next one?
Denai Guerrera.
Okoye. Winston Duke. M'Baku. Angela Bassett.
Queen
Ramonda.
Doing a lot of work in this.
A lot of work. Bringing the emotion, the passion, the fire, the mama, the queen. Tanoke Herta introducing, actually. I mean, spoiler alert for the film, really, but it's on the poster, like Dan said.
Yeah.
Namor. Martin Freeman coming back again. He's like, don't worry. They still got a white guy in here. He's like, I'm that. I'm the white guy in the movie.
And that's the part that could have been left out.
Yeah, I know. It was like, I guess it was like, okay, we got to bring this guy back in.
We got to tie it to something else somehow.
I loved how he was just jogging, too. It's like, we'll just find him. Dominique Thorne, Riri
Williams.
Yes, Riri Williams, of course.
Ironheart.
The introduction of an Ironheart character. We'll get to that. Florence Kasumba, Io, who we also saw in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Michaela Cole, Aneka, Alex.
She was new, not in the.
Yeah, I was saying. And then these are some new characters too. And then we have Mabel Cadena playing Namora. Okay, nerds, we know what you want to know too. How'd it do? All right. This is
great.
Highly anticipated film. This is as of yesterday. I don't know if we have any current numbers, Andy. But as of yesterday, opening weekend was at $181 million. Gross, U.S. and Canada, $287 million, just shy of 288 yesterday. And I saw this on the news this morning that it had broke over $500 million box office worldwide. Any new numbers that we should be throwing up here?
That's about what I'm seeing too on standard Wikipedia, though. I don't have the fancy one. Or not, what do you have? No, that's IMDB Pro.
This is IMDB Pro.
Sorry,
it's a little fancier than IMDb. Not everybody can get access to it. It's a special login, different screens. So, we've really got the real stuff here. The movie meter looks like it's at a 1. Still don't really know what that totally means. News articles mentioned. Over 2,100 articles written about this movie. I mean, this number goes all the way. I mean, that's about as high as I've seen.
Yeah.
It's
hot.
It's hot.
Deserves to be.
It does. All right, and that's enough about who made it. Oh, we're going to talk about, just I like to get it out of the way. 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.3 on IMDb, 67% on Metacritic, and then you'll get our rating after we talk about the story. Who's ready to do it?
Let's do it.
It's story time.
A shout out to Sammy Z in the Twitch chat.
Yes. Was he telling us how many times he fell asleep during the movie?
Sam Z's in the chat?
He's in the chat.
Sam Z?
He's, whoa, guys, I thought what we had was special.
I know. I saw his, I didn't even respond. He responded to a tweet or an Instagram post or something. He's like, what about me? And I was like, we were just on.
Yeah. The next time.
He's all right. I know what that means. That's a testament. That means he had a good time.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Sam? Good to hear from you. Thanks for checking in. Feel free to give us a call. Maybe we'll answer it. Tell us. I mean, has he seen Black Panther?
Yeah, come on.
That's the ultimate question.
Stay awake through
I invited him to come on Saturday, but he was
Wake up, Sam.
He was hunting deer instead. So
okay.
All right. Well,
he was sleeping.
Well, you guys want to hear a story?
Yes.
A story about Wakanda, and we're gonna drop right in, just like the movie does, because it's heavy, it's hard, but it's like a Band-Aid. And let's go.
Grip it.
Cold open. T'Challa is dying. It's going down. Heart monitors are happening. You're in Wakanda. Shuri is trying to save him. How? By making the purple flower.
Heart-shaped herb.
The heart-shaped herb synthetically. Why? Because Killmonger burned it all.
Burned it all.
In the first movie. He's like, I'm Black Panther. I eat the one. I'm going to burn the rest. Idiot.
Yeah.
And because of this, she's like, okay, maybe this is what can save him. We don't know what's wrong with him.
We don't know, like, when we left him.
We don't see him.
He had the power.
He had the power.
What happened? We don't know.
No story. Just
we don't get any kind of backstory.
He's on an operating
he
table.
Lost his power.
There's doctors.
Or something happened. He got attacked. We don't know. He's being killed by some disease. And they mention kind of suffered in silence. Didn't come to Shuri soon enough to address.
They even say a mystery disease.
Mystery disease.
Like, we just don't. No one knows.
Kind of bringing the real life into the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Carrie said it. This is early on, right? But she said it really well. Is sometimes Black Panther gets sick.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
superheroes
sometimes just get sick and die, and like there's nothing to be done, and you're bringing your heads together and you're trying to happen, and like that was such a real world moment. And this is where we get the Queen and Shuri just doing. These two are going to show up for you the whole movie. They're going to carry a lot of this movie.
Oh yeah.
And T'Challa, your king, has died. Just like that.
Yeah.
This is, right away. You talk about what am I expecting when I sit down? I don't know. It wasn't that.
Right.
Like, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. I've seen stuff online where people are asking like, "Oh, maybe it was this, maybe it was that." And there's a part of me that just wants it to be what it was. Like, I don't need an explanation.
You don't need an answer.
Sometimes,
we don't have to say, Ulysses Claw's ghost came to life and killed him.
Or like, and I don't want it to be that like, oh, well, the plant makes you sick, so then sure he's gonna get sick. Like, I think because of what happened in the real world, I thought they handled it well in that way that it's like there isn't this explanation.
There's no answer.
It happens. Sometimes good people get sick and die.
Yeah,
and I think leaving it that way would be the right way.
Yeah, and obviously to me, like the family that tried to help him, they know what they needed to know to try to help him. To us as the fan, I'm looking at myself as just like another person where like it's none of my business. It's like the same as whenever we were talking earlier about, unfortunately, like other celebrities that have passed, where it's like you're naturally curious about why someone passes, but like that's just an itch that you're trying to scratch selfishly, So the more that you kind of worry about that, the more you can you can start to say like, I'm gonna step back away from that, and it didn't matter. It's like they ripped it off. I'm gonna move along too. What do? Time jump, 1 year.
We get We get the Marvel Studios.
Oh,
let's talk about silence. No music.
I'm already like.
Oh yeah, all of the scenes of Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. Cut together. No one else.
No music. Just completely silent.
Beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Just him. Only him. No one else.
Great moment of silence. Tribute.
Yes. Yep. So, year goes by. Where are we? Okay. Queen. Ramonda. She's in charge. All right? She's at the UN. And a couple things. These countries, everybody else has moved on immediately, right? Obviously. No one cares.
Right.
What do we want? You told us at the end of Captain America Civil War, your King T'Challa told us you were opening yourself up to the world and you were going to help us out. You haven't given us any of that vibranium. We want it for healthcare, for technology.
Right.
And when are you going to fork it over? And she says a couple things. One, we know what you guys, are thinking right now.
We know what you want.
We know that you want our vibranium. Oh, you think our Black Panther is dead and we don't have one? So now's the time to try to take it? Side flash over to a Wakanda fortress being
outreach center.
An outreach center getting hit by like a SWAT team of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
This is simultaneously while she's in the UN.
Yeah.
Come to find out, she's saying, we never needed the Black Panther. We got the Dora Milaje, we're Wakanda, and we get to see them early in this movie, full effect, Dora Milaje, fighting these troops, these guys, and actually bring them into the courtroom to where, like, apparently it was like France, you know?
Yeah.
France had, like, tried to steal vibranium from the Wakandas and got, like, their ass handed to them, right?
You said to put it on France, didn't you?
Well, they did.
That was going to be my question. You guys were like, it was France, right? Like, that's the way I took that. Like, the way she looked
To me,
at him
yeah,
is like, I'm returning these to you.
Yeah, and we got, like, the other guy, he's like the doctor from The Good Doctor. He's in all sorts
Great
of stuff.
show.
He's such a great show. You know, so they're getting the pressure from the outside, and she's like, you know, no one's going to take this stuff from us. Immediately, we get taken to a ship out in the ocean. This is now a U.S. ship that apparently is looking for something in the depths of the ocean. Oh, it's vibranium.
Yeah.
Because they've got something that's, like, helping them find it.
Yeah. We got a CIA and was it the
Navy SEALs.
Navy SEAls
Yep.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere. They stumble upon it, and the drill bit is, like, destroyed, right? It's gone into, like, there's this vibranium in the ocean. Well, not long after, machine goes down. We got 2 people down in these crazy high-pressure suits, and it's, like, very much like Jaws feeling. Like, this is, like, the horror aspect of, like, what's in the ocean.
Yeah.
Can't really see anything. One gets snatched up, one gets the other. From the view up on the deck, it's just like, like, they've both gone dark. All of a sudden, heads pop out of the water.
Yeah.
Soldiers see it from the side. Like, we got something happening here. And you just hear, like, this. These
A siren song.
These blue little things are sirens. They're singing sirens. And what happens? The people just walk right off the boat.
Yeah.
Into the water. Like, I'm stopping what I'm doing. I've heard this song. It's just like the siren you hear out of, like TV shows, like out of Little Mermaid or something.
And you just drown yourself.
And you just drown yourself. You just jump in the water and die.
Oh my God.
And they take this ship down. They jump on. They climb the sides. They're really strong.
Spears to the chest.
Spears to the chest. They've got water covers on their face. Like, the water's help. Like, it's like a reverse, apparatus.
Yeah.
Like, there's water in it. It would kill us. And there was, like, this chick, like, that was part of the CIA that I thought, like, maybe was going to be, like, a big character. The way they, like, introduced her getting off that helicopter.
Lake Bell.
Yeah.
I do believe.
Yeah. Who is that?
She's been in some.
She's been in some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen her before.
I definitely have seen her before.
Along with the Navy SEAL guy.
The Navy SEAL guy.
I've seen him before.
Well, they get in the helicopter.
Not seen him again.
The blue people are, like, pulling them down. It's like, okay, we're going to pull the and then it's like, okay, the helicopter gets away. Oh, wait, there's one more thing. Something's in the sky.
Yep.
A little
dark
silhouette
shadow.
and a little, like.
Yep.
That's a nice sound effect.
Some hummingbird or a female.
I would have
pleasure
100. If I tried to
device.
do that, it would be a fart noise. 100%.
He was just like. Okay, and it's like, what in the world happened? This CIA team just got taken down. Meanwhile, back in Wakanda, Shuri is still, it's coming up on the 1-year anniversary since T'Challa's died. And the mom, the queen, is really taking notice and saying, like, you're not processing. You haven't really processed that your brother's passed. You're burying yourself in your work. You're doing too much here, too much there. And I want to take you out to a part of the Wakanda where I forget, like, what she was initially going to show her, but she's like, I'm going to take you out to this, like, water area. We're just going to have, like, a mother-daughter moment. Oh, she wants her to burn her funeral clothes.
Yeah. And there's 2 things before we jump there. One
Please,
is,
help me. And if I'm skipping, jump back.
Yeah. So first off, after T'Challa died, there was a big funeral scene, which visually was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah,
there
huge.
was a
Come
mural
on.
of Chadwick Boseman. They're
skip to the-
processing.
You get the casket.
You get the casket. They're processing. They, their funeral rites is they take the casket up into the ship. I don't think we see where it goes
like
after that.
tractor beam.
Tractor beam it up.
Has T'Challa's like the Black Panther doing this.
Get the Black
Forever.
Panther
To the
with
Hall of
Wakanda
Kings.
Forever sign. Yep.
Yeah, like, where does it go?
Yeah, well,
It
we
just
don't know.
flies off.
It's thanks to Emergency Awesome. I watched a breakdown and it said it in the comics it goes to, like, a Hall of Kings that we could probably potentially see potentially see this place
Something
again.
else. See it again. Nice. Good job. Good save. All right. What else?
And then when So when we see the figure hovering, the helicopters take off, and it takes out one of the helicopters, and then the other one gets away.
Yes.
So that's the only thing is that whatever was hovering, whatever human or human-esque looking figure is powerful, it can fly, and it took a helicopter out with no problem.
No problem at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Through it.
But it let one get away. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell the story.
No, that's it. And help me, like I said, help me too if we forget anything. Like I can get moved. Sometimes I like to.
So then we jump.
Then we jump to now, basically, whenever Shuri and her mom are hanging out in Wakanda, a creature approaches them as they're having this talk, and it's like
just walking out.
Just
of the
walking
water.
out of the water, comes up, has pointed ears, not blue. Badass like suit on and feathers on his ankles.
Yeah,
like wings.
little chicken wings.
I was surprised they went with that version.
Oh,
I was very, very happy.
I was very surprised.
all right. So let's just say it. Debut of
Namor or Namor. They
he,
said both in the movie.
They did, yeah.
Yeah,
he calls himself Namor. He's got
yeah,
like an accent.
He's got the accent.
And this is him. The guy's on screen.
Yeah.
Marvel's
Here he is.
Marvel's Aquaman, which I'm sure they hate that, but like, man, it's like, here we go. The water city, the water guy. This is him. He's here. This is him on screen.
Most of him, if you've heard the reports.
Oh, right. Something happened. I'm going to get into it. It was something about his bulge?
Yeah.
Yes.
What happened with his
I can't
bulge?
believe
it
they
was
did that. Let the
digitally
man's
reduced.
bulge be.
It was too, what'd they do? Did
It was
they
too
make-
bulgy.
shrunk
Oh,
it
they made
down.
it smaller? I bet he's really upset. Come
Let
on.
the man's
I mean,
bulge be.
that's
Well, what's
that's
more
gotta be a
offensive?
boost to the ego.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends. Like, right? If was it him to begin with, or did he ask to be that endowed? Like, I don't know.
He was just really excited to be
All right.
Namor.
Well, he breaks it down, right? They're like, "How did you get in here? This is Wakanda.
Yeah.
Like, we all know Wakanda. Like, you got to know the coordinates to fly into trees,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like this is the only way
Right.
to get in there." Well, this guy apparently like
He doesn't need trees.
yeah, where I'm going. I don't need trees. I can swim. Apparently, they said the closest point of entry he could have come in was like 100 kilometers or something. So, like, you're telling me this guy swam here?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's just talk about, like, kind of in general what's happening now. Like, no one knows who these people are.
Yeah. They just
Like, the CIA is like,
never
we
existed.
just got attacked by
Off the radar.
by blue people. The Queen is like, who are you? Like, I've never heard
Yeah.
of this. I don't know you guys. And who are his people? He's like, I'm Namor. What are his people called? Do you guys know? What's the town?
Talukans.
Yes,
They're
Telecon?
from Talukan.
Talukan.
So yeah, I guess you would just call them Talukans.
Yes, and that's he's like, hey, listen, that's where I'm from. We have an underwater city. He's like, we're 1,000 times bigger
Yeah.
than you. We have so many more people than you realize. You could never beat us. He even tells me like, we have elevated strength. We can do all sorts of things. Like, and
We have vibranium.
and this is the real kicker. This is like what is gonna mind F.
Yeah.
Wakanda is like
you thought you were the only ones who had
Yeah.
vibranium, and Shuri even says he's covered in it.
he's covered in it right now, Mom.
Like he's all over his huge necklace
Yes.
and his garb, his nose ring, his earrings, everything.
So he's here. He's not messing around. He says, "Listen, this is what's messing us up.
Yeah.
The world wants your vibranium because you made the decision to be like,
To
we're-
tell them
we're
about
gonna
it.
tell you about this."
Mm-hmm.
Of course they want it.
Now they're looking for it.
Now they're looking for it. Not only that,
They found it.
Some scientists, they just found it. Some scientists created a machine that can find this stuff.
Yep.
I want to find that scientist, and I want to kill the scientist.
Yeah.
Because
Bring the scientist to me,
unless
and
you,
I'll take care of it.
I'll take care of it,
Or else.
or else. And like he kind of says, like they'll come after you.
Right.
Like they'll come after you. They'll come after
I will
me,
come after you.
and you don't want me to come after
Yeah.
you. He's got, he can fly. He can really fly too.
Yeah.
I mean, get ready. Okay, so Shuri and
Okoye.
Okoye. I mean, Michonne.
Yeah, Michonne walking
yeah.
down.
They're like, hey, listen, we're gonna go get this scientist. It turns out they're in the U.S.
MIT.
MIT. We got to go there. This is where we get Martin Freeman, Everett Ross, They're like, before we go and get the scientists,
We
let's
got to
talk
figure
to him.
out who the scientist is.
We need a lead.
Yeah.
Let's call our one person in the U.S. government, our friend, and he begrudgingly gives him some info.
Favorite colonizer.
Yep.
My favorite colonizer. And I feel like it's not long after that we get another big character in this movie. I mean, I say big character, just like really a new character. That's like,
We've
when
only
they gonna
seen
be her
glimpses of. I mean, we still got a while before we get there.
Okay, I won't even say it yet.
Yeah.
Then. Okay, so he gives him the lead. They go to MIT, and they find the scientist who happens to be a student. Her name is
Riri Williams,
a.k.a.
Ironheart.
Here we go. Super genius. Literally just a kid going to school.
19 years old.
19 years old. She's scrapping. She's doing other kids' homework for money. She's, super bright. And we find out very quickly, I did make that thing. I did it for a class project. It only took me 3 months.
Yeah.
So super smart.
She's the MacGuffin of the movie.
Who's MacGuffin?
The MacGuffin is the thing or item that the story revolves
Yeah,
around. So
moves the plot along.
Infinity Stones,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tesseract.
At least the Infinity.
There's always a MacGuffin.
Well, at least with Infinity Stones, it was teased for years.
Yeah.
This is just kind of like, okay, here's this character. All right, now it's these three. They go back to her shop. They're like, you're going to come with us. And while they're kind of getting their stuff together to get out of there, the FBI kind of gets on their trail.
Yeah.
And it forces them to go on the run. And there's a big car crash, actually. Shuri ends up on a bridge on the ground. They Okoye end up being kind of okay. And in the middle of all this chaos, who shows up but the Telecons?
Yeah, we get a grappling hook over the bridge.
Did I say that right? Telecons?
Talukans.
Talukans. Okay.
Yeah. And
What'd you say? We got a what?
We get a grappling hook that comes over the bridge.
Yeah.
Starts pulling Riri Williams off the bridge. We get a Koye.
Well, and Riri suited up. So when
Suited
you
up,
say
yeah,
that,
Iron Man
So
suit.
this is
like
that's
Iron
the
Man
moment.
version 1,
Yeah.
suited up, was flying around.
Got
you
in the
know.
suit, the
Yep.
junker looking kind of suit, but
Yep.
not too bad. Flies out of the building. I mean,
Yep.
a tiny little hole in the ceiling.
Yeah.
I thought about Iron Man too. I thought about Iron Man
It's
as
a
well.
very Hulkbuster looking,
Yeah,
kind
very
of,
very
yeah.
primitive,
clunky,
suit. Yep.
Tony Stark straight out of the cave.
And
Yes.
part of me
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
that's the one I was
wow,
talking
that
about.
doesn't look safe. I would feel very
Yeah.
scared
Oh yeah,
to be
bugs
flying
in the
that thing
face.
around.
Everything's open.
She's like, I can really fly, and I was like, this is your first time. This would be so terrifying.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she jokes that there've been all these spottings.
There's a
of her.
YouTube page
there's
devoted
a
to
YouTube-
sightings.
Yep.
of
Which is
her.
funny because there is a YouTube page in California devoted to, which I know MIT's not there, but there's a YouTube page of a fake Iron Man, somebody's got a jetpack apparently in California. That's immediately what I thought when
That's
they were
funny.
Well, and
referencing that.
and in Captain America: Civil War, that's how he discovers Spider-Man is just
Mhm.
online videos. He's like, "That's you, isn't it?"
Yeah.
All right, so we got Ironheart here. That's cool, and essentially, Namor's people, the Telecons, take Shuri and Ironheart back to Telecon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huge battle with Okoye and Atuma.
Oh man, this is great.
Yeah.
Right? This is human versus superhuman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Namor.
Peak human.
Here's something that Namor said too. He said, "I have a mutation. I'm a mutant."
Yeah.
He just says
Just straight out.
straight
yeah.
out. I'm a mutant, and we get the little origin story. That might be later too. Okay,
Yeah,
That's
It's a
later
little
when
later.
We'll talk about that too.
Shuri is
So yeah, because he takes Shuri back to the place, and he's basically gonna be like, man, yeah, I don't want to skip over that fight scene too much.
She
'Cause
demands that she be taken back to Namor.
Yes. Yes. And he gets her back there. He's got both of them hostage. And the idea is I think he's kind of playing collateral game a little bit, but
Mhm.
he's also trying to, woo her a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, look, this is how much we have in common.
Right.
And this is where we get to see Telecon for the first time.
We can be allies.
I mean, how about this city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the
Amazing.
underwater
Like
stuff?
a
Let's talk about
vibranium city.
Giggler. What did you think of Namor on screen in the underwater city when you get going down there?
It was beautiful. That's any underwater movie. I'm always skeptical of what that's going to look like immediately, but I think it looked, as realistic as you could get. I was really intrigued by the portals that they were like going through to
Yeah.
get there. Like,
Well, they were. I think it was like almost like the real ocean, like
yeah,
the
like
channels.
like a
Yeah.
riptide.
yeah,
yeah, I felt like I was watching Finding Nemo on the back of
Yeah.
that turtle.
right. That looks fun. I want to get down there and swim around, but not if any one of those suits first.
Yeah, she's like, I want to see your city, and he's like, the pressure would crush your bones and you would die so
Instantly.
instantly. And he's like, or
All
you
right,
can wear
or
a
you
suit.
could just wear this suit. We stole it from some guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're dead now.
yeah, we killed the Americans earlier. You
Yeah.
want to wear their suit?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might want to wipe the blood off the inside of the visor.
He says like we could be colleagues in this. And he's like, I heard you talking to your mom because whenever they were talking on like the beach back in Wakanda, she was saying, when I think about T'Challa dying too much, I just want to see the world burn.
Burn it all.
essentially.
Yeah.
That was connect.
And
the
it's
dots.
real.
Connect the dots. Some
Yep.
people
That's
just wanna
a
watch the
real
world burn.
feeling.
Yeah, it is. This is
You
like
know, when you lose someone, of the different ways people deal with it. Yeah.
processing grief and like trying to figure out how you're going to do it and knowing that you got to face it at some point, but she's still teetering on this, like, I'm not ready to face it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's like leveraging, essentially, trying to get like, listen, we got to team up with Wakanda. We got to kill the scientist, which like he has her in custody and he's like
Right.
only not killing her just to like appease Shuri for
Yeah.
a little bit. And then while this is going on, Queen
Ramunda.
Ramunda, she makes a call. And she's like, I'm going to go down to Haiti. And who's waiting in Haiti? But T'Challa's former lover,
Nakia.
Nakia. And apparently, this girl, she said it. She's like, when T'Challa died, the funeral was coming up. I had to leave.
Yep,
I made the
had
call.
to check out.
I had to check out, and I had to deal with it myself. And how did she do that? She went to Haiti and like started working with like a mission group.
Mm.
But if you guys remember from the first movie, she was part of like an elite group of like Wakanda spies.
Yeah.
And so the queen is like, listen, I want you to find this city and bring my daughter back. I'm not going to lose any more kids. And I mean, this is where we get the big.
The real gravitas.
This
though.
is before she goes to Haiti.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah.
she's with the
Oh.
council.
Oh yeah, and
She's
we
firing Okoye.
And
Okoye.
she's firing Okoye and saying, you failed me.
I told you I didn't want my daughter to go with you.
You said
You
you would protect
assured
her.
me that she would be fine, and you screwed up.
Yes.
And yeah,
I've lost everyone I love.
and of course, yeah. And haven't I lost enough?
That was. There were so many times in this movie that I just had to like stop and just think about how good the acting is.
Oh my gosh, I know. All right, so
Meanwhile,
meanwhile,
we've got a crime scene on the bridge.
help us out. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is it. Yeah,
Yeah, we got the crime scene on the bridge. Everett Ross, Agent Ross, shows up. He's looking around. He finds Shuri's bracelet, slips it in his pocket, and who shows up?
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. That's for us.
Wow.
There's
And
no
we-
card. There's
yeah.
no card.
We find out she is the new director of the CIA.
Literally, like in charge.
Yeah.
Of the CIA.
Of the CIA.
And is calling the shots, telling them to give her the evidence, what's going down.
Yeah.
And not only that,
She has an ex-husband.
and it's him.
Yeah. Used to be married.
Used to be married, and they have this whole relationship where, like, all right, we work together. We're both in the government. We used to be married, but
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
He finds on the bridge some Wakanda beads,
Shuri's
beads,
bracelet.
which, if you remember, they do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
They can heal. They can communicate. He puts them in her pocket, and like this is how he's going to communicate with them on an ongoing basis, trading notes essentially. All right, then what?
We get she's ready to go back to Langley. Hey, you got a full tank of gas? I need a ride back to Langley.
It's 8 hours.
That's 8 hours.
It'll give us the time to catch up or
Yep.
something like that.
Jump on your Peloton. Something about a home gym.
Yeah. I thought they said catch up about the kids or something too. At one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe, but she did say I want to jump on your Peloton.
She did.
I mean, which is like as close to like a
Yeah.
sex joke in an MCU film that you're ever gonna get.
Probably.
You know? If you want that,
Yeah,
go to
this-
She-Hulk.
This is all the parts that, like, every time it was the two of them, I know what they're doing with her for future stuff, but like,
I
you
don't
coulda-
feel like I
you
needed
could have cut it
this.
all out. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to. I'm fine with her being there, but I wanted a little more mystery to that character.
Yeah, and I guess they gave it a little bit because she's definitely like behind the scenes. Like he's kind of doing it. She's monitoring him, and then it's just kind of like, all right,
it's a little too Elaine for me.
Yeah.
Super Elaine for sure. But I'm glad she's there.
Yeah,
she's a joy.
I think we know what her end game is now from how this movie goes. So,
do we know?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm still putting it together, but I feel like is it going?
I'll say it when we get there.
Okay, we're not there yet.
No.
Okay, so Namor goes back to the Queen. All right, so she's
she sends Nakia on the mission.
That's right.
There's
and Nakia goes on this like
little quest. She's got her glasses on.
She's literally asking like natives in the town, like
looking for clues.
I've heard of this legend.
Yeah.
You know, if I thought of Batman, looking for Aquaman.
Right.
Man. It's like, I heard about a man in the water.
Chicken wing feet.
Yeah.
You can't miss him.
Right.
And she's got her on this mission, but Namor comes to her and says, like, if you pull anything like this, that's going to be it.
Well, she's, hey, I got a read on her bead, her earrings.
Yes.
And she's in a cavern somewhere. And Queen Ramonda is like, oh, well, I got this shell. I'm going to distract him.
I'm going to bring him here.
I'll bring him here.
Well,
you go in.
Before she does it, though, he gives his origin story. Right?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
I was I was trying to picture where that came, and it was, right? This is where he, like, lays it out.
Yeah, when they're in the cave, she takes him into the hut.
All right, who feels they know this best? All right,
you guys
back in 1600.
Yep.
1571.
Thank you. Me, always rounding. Always rounding.
I remember 1571. It was a good year.
Yeah. There was a people of
they were Mayan people.
Mayans.
And they were being I guess you could say colonized.
They're being colonized
by the British?
Probably by the British, right?
Somewhere Spain.
Probably the damn
Spanish,
French again.
Yeah.
Okay, some
Spanish conquistadors is probably
some
who we're looking at.
Some of them colonizers.
They're invading, and they brought smallpox.
They brought smallpox. People were getting sick.
So the natives were getting sick.
Yes.
They were dying.
And this lady's pregnant.
And they find...
This is where I get hairy. This is where it gets hairy
They find plants growing in the ocean
near
vibranium.
Okay.
So
and it's like blue.
It's like blue.
Instead of purple, it's blue.
Exactly.
Because it's in the water.
Yeah. And it's not like vibranium, it's like near vibranium.
It's from the rocks.
Yeah.
So
come on.
Underwater plants.
It works. This works, by the way.
I think it works just fine.
It works really well. This was one of the most powerful sequences, I thought.
I think so. And the guy, their like lead guy, the priest or whatever, has some sort of vision, and he brings the plant out. And he's pasting it up with the mortar and the pestle, and making the little drink, and starts making everybody drink it.
We're all gonna do drinks, and they know like this is gonna change us.
She was apprehensive.
I'm not gonna do it
because she has
pregnant.
the baby.
Yeah, but
like he's gonna be our king.
Yeah,
he'll be
like,
the first,
okay,
firstborn, and
deal.
Right, like
that was the only thing. I'm like, wait, so if you like drink the thing that's going to keep you alive, your son gets to be king? That's how they decide their ruler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
also,
I went with it.
But also, like, I also think about like those times and being like, he's like, he might only know part of the story, and like, it's like this is how it moved really quickly, but it was kind of, I that's where I got hairy for sure. It was like, all right, so now you're gonna drink this stuff, you're gonna feel better. They turn actively blue,
and start dying right away. Can't breathe.
Like when you wake up super hungover and you need water immediately.
I don't know how they thought like,
Sunday.
oh, maybe if I just go into the water, I won't die. But that's what happened.
And this is it.
And
we're going into the water, and we live in the water now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Follow me.
Like immediately, oh, I feel great. I'm in the water. We give birth in the water to Namor.
Baby wing feet.
Yeah.
You see his little
tiny chicken wings.
Baby wings.
Little barbecue sauce.
Little sea salt.
It's like crab legs, but
oh my god.
Different.
Crab wings.
Crab wings.
Yeah.
My dumb brain, all I could think about during this is like the real life things of like living in water, like not living in water, and then like being in water.
I find
and
the
being
ocean very terrifying.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, so this was
There
I
were
could-
some scenes in here where I was like, I don't know.
like, yeah, and like when they're going like down deep,
Yeah.
I could hear Carrie just going like,
Yeah.
So that's his backstory. All right, so
His backstory.
let's
But
describe. Let's
But
describe.
then as a toddler, he comes on shore.
His mother dies.
Well,
Yeah.
let's just say, let's describe like
Okay.
what we learn about him. Right?
Wanted,
he's
wanted
not,
to be buried on the surface
okay,
where
right.
she was from.
And he can go up there.
He can go up
Yeah,
there. He
he's-
can still breathe.
He's got the wing feet. No one else has that. He's not blue.
He's not blue.
He's kind of like, normal skin colored. I mean,
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
skin
Yeah.
colored, I should say.
Yeah.
And he's got pointed ears.
Yep.
And he can fly, and he's got super strength. And he can like breathe. He's like, he's like Blade.
Yeah.
Kind of can do it all.
Fishblade.
Fish Blade. Which they got a director. Blade
Yeah.
got a director.
Yep.
All right. This is where it all goes down. The spy, T'Challa's. Oh, go ahead.
So he comes up to bury his mother and
Oh.
sees I guess they're still the
Conquistadors.
conquistadors enslaving
Oh,
the
Has
local
this is
people.
enslaved the local people. He's killing everyone.
Yeah, so then he turns around, they murder everybody. They got the little water mass at that point.
Yeah.
And that's where he realizes like his people, if they come up would also be like enslaved by these people. He sees like these, more, I don't know what you want to call them, but these colonizers, if you will, as like an earth dweller or land dwellers are
Surface
inevitably
world.
gonna
Surface
like
dweller.
enslave people they don't understand, or however you want to interpret that.
We have things that they would want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
so-
they would come and they would destroy our land and enslave our people
Yep.
as well.
It's all he's ever known.
Yeah.
Right.
And he becomes a murderer at like the age of 8.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you see him like as a kid, like
Yeah.
rise up into the air.
Then
Yeah.
Then he's Namor. No, the boy with no love.
Yeah.
The boy with no love. Man, this actor,
Tenoch Huerta.
yeah, he's great.
I like him.
The kid too.
Yeah.
No problem
I
with this
thought they
kid.
should have done.
No problem with this
Perfect
one.
amount of
he's a,
time
'cause he's
and lines.
and he's a killer.
I thought they should have just hired Logan Dominic cosplay.
Oh man, they
He
should.
looked like a clone of that.
And
that dude.
And we already know he can rock costumes.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be great in
Oh,
the
yeah.
MCU. That's a
He-
real
he had-
shout out right
He
there.
had a good Namor. For
Logan
sure.
Dominic, Logan Winter, Dominic cosplay, cosplay. Go find him.
Former Logan's hero.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, still Logan. Always a Logan's hero.
You're right.
All right. Origin story wraps up, and Namor goes back, but by this time, Shuri's already been taken out, rescued by
Nakia.
Nakia.
She goes down there.
She like goes down there, and
Wreck shop.
I mean,
know.
one person job.
Yeah.
That little Wakanda like boat thing she rides down there. I was
Yeah.
like, man, that's cool.
That was
Yeah.
dope.
Personal submersible.
She did find him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
She
very quickly.
just immediately.
She's a pro.
Like it's kind of like if you were looking for Wakanda, I didn't know where to look,
You
Yeah.
might want to hire someone
But-
like her.
but because you got because of the
The
beads,
tracker bead.
They had the
in
tracker beads.
in the earrings.
so he gets her out. They all get reunited, and
They
they're-
kill.
they go back to Wakanda.
They kill a
right?
Talakan
Yep.
person.
Oh, and she's like, Shuri's like, this is
That
going
was-
to be the end
yeah.
of it.
Namor's daughter, I think.
Was
I
it?
thought
it
I thought it was
was.
just
No.
a
I
random
don't think so.
I
No.
thought
Talokian
she was
citizen.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought it was like.
Just because they're all blue?
I didn't
Hey,
I
think.
don't know.
I didn't think he had a daughter.
No, there's no daughter. But there is a
Namora.
Namora.
Namora's his cousin.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
well,
know
I would have.
that makes more sense.
That makes
Yeah.
way more sense. Why would you marry? It'd be like me marrying somebody named Logina.
Do it. I mean, don't. Just
I mean-
kidding. I like.
I mean, you're marrying a
I like
Shanna.
Carrie.
Right.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
They go back to Wakanda, right? After
Yeah,
after the jailbreak,
Take him back to Wakanda.
reunited with the mom.
Yep.
Shuri, they have their big moment.
Namor
Yeah.
follows.
Doesn't last
Namor,
long-
brain.
doesn't last
it doesn't
long,
last
though.
long at
Yeah,
all.
everybody's having a good time.
Okay, this is
We're
all right.
reconnecting.
Okay, here we go. You know what we
We
get?
got
ahead.
Nakia hanging out with Okoye. They're walking the streets.
They're back,
Yeah.
and we get a pissed off Namor,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where we get
Wet.
They're just walking. They're walking around, and all of a sudden, it's like watery
Well,
explosions.
hold on. Before you even do that,
Oh yeah.
you get them in Telecon, and he hovers down to his chair.
right.
That was.
He's got his headdress on.
His headdress is on. This is what you got to get in the poster here.
Yeah, we're doing the
Talican
salute.
symbol. You know, it's like is it, you don't know if it's like this or like this. You know, it's
They're
like who are these
chanting.
people?
Yeah.
You know? They're chanting. They're ready to go to war. Basically, just like this leader, he's been leading us for 400 something years.
450 years old.
Yeah, they pretty devout. These
Yeah.
guys are, and this is where I don't know who I was telling this to, but the underwater scene here. This is like the most unique underwater like shot I had seen in the movie, where they show Namor up close, and I'd never seen anything like it in an underwater like sequence before, where the back of his his headgear is like moving, like water.
Flowing.
He's kind of like floating in his chair just a little bit, but it looks like not underwater.
Yeah.
Like his skin looks like his like up close camera, like he's talking in the water and like speaking to his people. And I was like, holy cow, this is really good. This is what you want for like underwater living. Because like it's such a hard thing to be able to do on screen. And like Aquaman, like it just, I don't know.
Big budget. Nobody looked like they were holding their breath.
Yeah, and no one looked like they were just like
struggling to stay in the same place.
The only other thing I think we should interject, and you two might remember it better than me, but they initially debated handing over, is it Riri?
Riri.
Yeah. And M'Baku, if I recall, was the one who didn't want to do it. Like, because we got to touch on his
start
we got to start on his character arc a little bit.
Please, let's talk about M'Baku. Yeah,
because you can tell this is a different M'Baku than what we had in the past, who was very much like a big ruler,
warlike.
Very much like a warmonger. And he's advising caution early on because that's going to be important in a minute. And so you've seen a little bit of a change already. Yeah, that'll feed into the ending.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you can almost see this in M'Baku, like if you're following along, like in the MCU, like these folks have been through like so much in general.
Yeah,
like
he's seen a lot of war.
He's seen a lot of wars.
Yeah,
it's not like just a fun game anymore. It's like if we can prevent this, we need to prevent it.
Yeah,
you can feel that, and then there's more. Right? There's we got unfortunately another funeral scene coming up. I think we should just get to it.
Yeah,
Wakanda's under attack. Water bombs,
floods the city.
M'Baku's watching with a couple guys, flooding the city.
He fights, gets his ass kicked.
He jumps. You know what he does that I thought was like the dumbest thing in the world? He jumps right into the water.
Yeah, it's like that's probably not the place to go with these water.
He's trying to save some Wakandians.
Whacked Namor with a wooden stick.
Yeah,
so.
He's got a wooden stick. He's just
props to him.
Smoking him in the face.
Yeah,
I was like, these
he comes by and like the look in his eyes, he's like,
dude's got
fish man,
massive balls.
Probably. He's a big guy.
We would never know. We would never know because they would probably digitally take
him
out.
smaller.
Yeah, I think they did.
He saw the pre-edited bulge and's like, this guy's important.
Yeah.
I need to beat him up.
Yeah, right.
He's clearly the alpha.
This is who I got to go against. Okay, so Shuri and
Riri?
Yeah, is it? No, because Riri is with the Queen.
The Queen.
Yes, she's
and they're held up in
somehow,
like the throne room. All right, it's just like they're kind of looking down. It's
Ao,
and then I think it's
or Aneka.
It was Okoye and Naki, I think, that are.
Oh yeah, they're walking the streets when they start to see the water
when the water rise, and she goes, "Wakanda's under.
We are under,
and it's like it gets cut off. Yeah, Shuri's with someone else, and she's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's with Annika.
With the spy?
Yeah, because they get in the plane or whatever. The ship, and they start just firing at him.
Yeah, they're in the ship. They're watching it all, and then Namor, he finds the Queen right away, flies right up to the castle. They're looking at each other, eye to eye, like, you know what you did. We're here to tear this place up because of it. And she says, Riri, just run. And this is where we get the water bombs to the glass, bust through the window, and the Queen is dead.
Yeah.
Well,
we see Riri floating
before
to the bottom.
her moment.
Yeah.
She could have saved herself.
She could have just gone up, taken a breath, and been fine. But she's like, if I just keep diving a little deeper, I can save this kid, Riri Williams. So this is going to be like her a gift. Like, before I die, I'll make an ultimate sacrifice here to save this child.
Yep.
And she does. And Shuri comes in, and this is the big reckoning. Another funeral.
Yeah.
Namor says, like, if you guys don't figure this out, you don't give us the kid, we will come back tomorrow.
You have a week.
7 weeks. Yeah, 7 days.
And
Wait, what a timeline.
Bury your dead.
Mourn
your losses.
Mourn your losses.
And then
you see how
I'll be
ruthless
back.
Namor is in this fight, because early on when the Queen dispatches all like the rescue people, they pop up, sing the song, and like literally all the rescue people are just committing suicide.
Like
It's like,
lemmings
so
off
he's
a
not
cliff.
even like, letting them like rescue the, non-warriors, if you will. It's like, nah, you don't even get to save them. I'm just going to kill the people that are going to try and save them.
The Dora Milaje are running out, putting like earplugs in. And this is where you get to really see him in action.
Yeah.
Like him flying, zipping around.
Zipping around.
Like,
He punches M'Baku in the chest, breaks his chest plate, takes him out of the fight immediately.
There were a couple times where I was like, either Wakandans are indestructible, or like these guys are not that strong.
Right.
It's
They're
like
just peak people.
they're like they're just a little elevated.
Yeah.
But like Namor though, punching
Hulk level strength. they
Hulk
say.
level strength. I was
Yeah.
like, if the Hulk punches you like that, I don't care what you're wearing. You're
Yeah,
dead.
but fist through the chest
Yeah, just
for sure.
just bone and blood.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that MCU.
Yeah.
Someday.
That's when Wolverine comes back.
Yeah, I think.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
See it in 3 or 4 years.
All right, so we get another morning sequence. We get the Queen's funeral, and we get M'Baku with a heart-to-heart with Shuri.
Yeah.
And
He's
this
playing
is,
the advisor
The new big bro.
for sure.
Yep.
this is it. Yeah, the guiding light of like, hey, where are you sitting right now? Like, how are you feeling? And she's like, very much going more toward dark side a little bit, and he's getting kind of stressed about it.
Yeah, he's like, we got to go to the mountains. We get our people
Yeah,
safe
we can take
away from
everybody
this.
to our part of the
And that's
mountain.
what they do. Like the elders gather up all the tribes. We'll go hide in the mountain. Shuri,
we got a plan.
Okoye, and
Very.
Riri, and
Aneka.
Aneka.
Yeah.
And then they pull in Io too, I think, toward the
Yeah.
end. Like, you want to fight again?
I think
She's-
Io is the one who took over the Dora Milaje.
Yep.
And Aneka had, I guess, quit because she was
Yeah.
kind of like in her own little hut, like had kind of given up. And then Okoye went to her.
I was like, come on.
Hey, you want to get back in this fight?
And the fight is, okay, Shuri is back to the game of, listen, it's time to make the purple flower,
The heart-shaped herb.
the heart-shaped herb.
We get the whole montage. Riri's,
'Cause she
making
got that
some
necklace.
armor.
I'm going to make something.
She got the bracelet
Their bracelet.
from Namor
Yep.
that was made with fibers from the plant
That.
that grew on the vibranium
Yes.
in the water
And
in Talokan.
yes. And before, you only made it to like 30%.
Yeah, like
now
30%.
you're at
effective.
98%, 99.
Now she had something to go on to analyze. She plugs it in.
And there's no,
She's got the balls.
and it's
on
just
the DNA sequence.
DNA,
Green,
and-
green, green, green,
green. We're good.
We're good.
Print it. How do you know if it works? It glows. It's just us four here.
Boom.
Decision process making is over. Like, I'm going to drink this. Here we go. And she's like, do you want us to bury you? And she's like, no, I need to be on the table in case I go into cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
And you got to give me CPR. Because, like, we're testing something here.
Yeah.
And she drinks it. I mean, this is crazy. This is just like,
Oh man, so many thoughts going into the scene.
I know, same. And right away,
Like, who are we going to see?
exactly.
We were
And-
like, okay, here
and I
we
was
go.
like, oh, I mean, as she's
She's-
drinking
she's-
it, I'm going like, are we going to see T'Challa? Are we going to see, we're going to see her
yeah.
mom. We're going to see her
like
mom.
Ramonda, for sure. The
Puts her in the throne
they're
room.
not going to digitally create
No.
T'Challa here.
No, it's not that
And
kind of moment.
she wakes up underwater, and you're like, is this because they used this
Yeah.
plant instead of the heart-shaped herb?
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to see some sort of Namor descendant. And then you realize, okay, she's in the throne room that was underwater.
Yep.
She rises out of the broken glass.
Rounds
and
the throne.
Behind the throne, you start to come around,
She's like, Mom?
and then you see it. And I was like, man,
They got him.
they got him.
Killmonger.
Didn't expect this at all.
I didn't either.
Njaka.
Yes,
Eric-
I was helping
Eric
with the name.
Killmonger.
Eric Killmonger. What's his name?
Njaka.
Oh wow.
Njaka.
And apparently, this is where we learn a lot about the afterlife.
It has to do with like personal, like your state of mind.
Same
Like-
as Moon Knight.
Yeah.
It's like
The
you got to wait, you got to
ancestral
balance
plane.
your scales
Right.
and face your recent demons before you can like find that personal growth. And like this was like a barrier for her to where like he's like, why do you think you're seeing me? He's like, you're thinking about burning it all down too.
Yeah.
He's like, you've been scorned. You've seen how the real world is.
Yep.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Are you going to be me
Yeah.
or your brother?
Yeah.
That's it. These two brothers almost, a cousin, really. Cousin.
Great.
Place goes up in flames. She comes back. She's like, it didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't see who I
did-
was supposed to see.
It's not ever gonna work. And punches
Punches a Dora Milaje
one.
mannequin.
Well, yeah, maybe yes. And it flies across the room.
Yeah. Boom into the side of the mountain.
All right, what do you guys think of this sequence? I mean,
I thought it was great.
I mean,
Perfectly
God.
Yeah.
done.
this
That
is
was
insane.
good.
As soon as this scene hit, I was like, we're in for a ride.
This
The
is
rest of
it.
this.
We get the suit up. Always a
And-
good moment in a superhero origin
Yep.
story.
Go get the suit,
And I mean,
put it on, down from the jet,
Oh,
Yeah, over the mountain.
over
Great-
the mountain.
We
great
got the
superhero
elders and M'Baku all talking about what do we do? What are we gonna do? And then the plane comes in overhead, and you see the little tractor beam thing open, and you get the
that music
the
was dope.
the drop and the flip and the superhero landing.
the suit,
Yeah,
and she's in it. Shuri's
in
in
it.
Black Panther. The Black
Looked
Panther is
awesome.
back. Everybody's pumped. The
very
tribes are like
emotional
emotional
moment.
moment of
Yeah.
like this is
Like our
it.
symbol is back.
I just got chills again.
Yeah,
Oof. And it's game plan time. We got to
forgot
work together.
We forgot
Yep.
to touch one quick thing.
Go ahead.
before
Take it
this.
back. Take it back.
to Ross and his ex-wife. She
Oh, yeah.
busts him at one point and turns him in for she was in on the beads the whole time.
yeah.
Planned it to
Bugged
them.
the beat.
She goes,
Heard
I've been
all-
listening to every
heard
phone
all
call
the
you've had.
conversations,
Yeah.
but basically she said one part in the scene that really he basically said that, oh, you're not going to stop till U.S. has all the Wakanda, and she's like, you're right, that'd be the perfect world if we had all of it. So I think,
Yeah,
She's like, I
I
dream
think
about
a
that
lot
at
of-
night. I literally dream about that at night.
right,
and
right.
your Peloton.
So we're so I think that was my just thought that that's going to be her main objective. I could see that.
It's just
all,
power.
All the
It's
next
just
few
power.
movies that she's in will be surrounding vibranium. That could be the next Captain America, Thunderbolts. Who knows? This could be pretty big, I guess. Like vibranium's important.
Vibranium. People love vibranium.
I like to get
It
my
can, like-
hands on some of that.
It can do all sorts of things.
Yeah, weird.
Turn you into Black Panther and like power your
All right.
jet.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. But back to
No, that's a
Yeah.
big part. That's a real big part because yeah, she sends him straight to jail.
back to the superhero landing.
Well, they get on board. They're like, let's make a plan. I mean, this is leading into the final act.
yeah,
Here.
Yep.
M'Baku is still adamant about not going to war.
Yeah.
He's like, we don't need to do this. And she's like, let me have the room with
Yeah.
him. And she's like, you're not. She goes nasty with it. She's
Mhm.
like, you're not going to take this from me. I'm going for this, and we're all going.
Yep.
So
Yep.
basically,
Here-
strap in.
Here's the plan.
Here's the plan.
Here's the
You know.
plan. We're gonna go to where they're strongest,
in the middle of the ocean.
in the middle of the ocean, and fight them.
and what was how'd they do it? How'd they call him to the top? They just
Well,
they made another
build a track.
machine.
oh, they built another vibranium tracker,
yeah,
and it draws them all in.
And
Yeah.
their plan is to trap him because they have the aha moment of, hey, if we can get him in a room where we take out the moisture, we think it'll weaken him.
Yeah,
So we're gonna build the room in this one jet.
we're gonna
try
hotbox
and-
him.
Yeah, we're gonna try and
Yeah.
hotbox him into this jet, and then I'm gonna whoop his ass in the desert.
Oh, and
Meanwhile, you all
Yeah.
fight these people in the water.
yeah,
Yeah,
and to
in
get him
the
out of the water,
water.
we have a sonic cannon that's like it's too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they're like, get out of the water, get out of the water, and like they fly up. And I mean, essentially the plan like really works, except for like everybody fighting.
yeah.
You know, but
we get Ironheart in her new suit.
in her new suit.
We get the.
What'd you guys think of
the
this
suit.
suit?
Eh,
Uh,
Yeah.
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 It's
Same.
Not, it's not the traditional like Ironheart suit. It was kind of clunky.
It was very Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, only
and
that it had a
the-
dome head. It felt like it was out of like Paw Patrol.
The digital screen didn't work for me. I thought it looked cheesy.
I thought it was super cheesy. The
Yeah.
white eyes and just like kind of a soft like CGI top and
Yeah,
a
the
little
comic
weird.
book version is sleeker and is more Iron Man.
Yeah, very Iron Man.
Like very much so. And I think it looks a lot better. So maybe in the show we'll get that.
yeah. I
Right.
guess like
hopefully.
the only relation to Iron Man was like MIT. Like it was like nothing else.
Right. When we
Yeah.
get Shuri say, "Are you working on Stark Tech?" That was it.
That was it. Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Um.
We get the Midnight Sisters.
Oh, here we go. The Dora Milaje?
Yeah.
Is that them?
The two. We get the two suits, Okoye and Aneka.
Midnight Angels.
The Midnight. Was it? I don't know. I thought it was Midnight Sisters.
Wait, who are the Midnight Sisters?
The two in the
The,
suit.
in the blue
Okoye-
suits that Okoye hated.
The blue suits, like
The blue, the blue,
Like
almost
power
Iron Man.
orange.
Oh,
suit.
the ones that
armor.
she made for them.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where the Dora Milaje like get to like be pretty much like in like samurai Wakanda looking Iron Man suits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They fly. They're super strong.
Right.
Really
There's
levels.
two of them.
It's just two of them.
Just two though.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. This is Io and
This
Okoye.
is Aneka and Okoye.
Aneka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She gets a redemption against that big blue dude.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And she's
That
like,
was-
but I'm not a Dora Milaje anymore. And she's like, I made you a new spear. She's like, oh.
All right. Well, I guess I'll do it.
She's like,
Yeah.
I do miss my spear.
I
Great.
do
I
like
mean, great
stabbing.
fight scenes though here, right? I mean, just the water scenes, the Black Panther on the side of the ship, the side. I remember at one
visual-
point I was like, my head was like turned sideways, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is really, really awesome.
Yeah, the visual of the Jabari tribe lowering the Dora Milaje off the side of the boat and the fighting on wires.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then you get the Black Panther Shuri jumping and flipping and dragging
Yeah,
her
just
claws
whooping
down
ass
the
as
side.
she goes
And she's
along
got
the
her,
side.
she's
Yeah.
got her power hands from
Yeah,
the
her
first
little
movie,
power
but
shooters.
they're in the suit, just kind of built in. And then it's okay. I've got no more in my ship. It's just the
Yeah.
two of
The
us.
Ironheart lures him in,
Yep.
shoots him with some sort of blast.
Gotcha.
They get him in there.
Scoops him up.
Mike
Scoops him.
microwave his ass.
Yeah.
And then he's in there.
Yeah,
He's
the-
like, he's sweaty. He's like, this
Yeah.
is where you're gonna end. And she's like,
You get the little
Feeling a
bedroom
little
heaters on.
parched.
The little fish crisper. The McDonald's
Just start-
machine
just-
keeping the burgers
just-
warm.
like a golden edge to him.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, it's
smells-
actually the same thing they use to make a fillet of fish at McDonald's.
That's right.
Yeah.
it's the same machine that finds the vibranium.
Mm.
And this is it. She dries him out, but he's starting to like destroy the
He's
ship.
he's like
getting like, okay.
he's like, oh my god, this could really do some damage here, and just takes his raw vibranium spear and starts stabbing.
just taking out the ship.
Yeah,
Stabbing.
This makes the ship land.
stabbing with his raw vibranium spear
Just stab him.
all over the place.
And it crashes the ship like on a small little
yeah,
island.
just, like breaks apart,
Breaks, really crash. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, okay. I guess-
explodes.
yeah, just into pieces.
Yeah, smithereens.
And this is a hard back and forth. These two are going at it. It's up and down, punch, scratches. She's got her claws in him. He's hitting her with the spear, and then it's going head to head. She gets some good punches.
Swipes off the chicken foot,
Yep.
Oh,
the
Yeah,
chicken
that was-
wing.
it hurt
so
me.
he can't. So
I
he
was like,
can't
"Ooh."
fly. And I was like, oh man, if I had those, oh, I know that would
Ripped
hurt.
it right off. It's like
Yeah.
your Achilles tendon, but
Yeah.
just not like a wing. But he gets better hand for a second, puts that spear right through her. I mean, stabs her.
Yeah,
Isn't it
right,
because
right
she's
through
kind of showing
into
mercy?
the rock.
Didn't she have
I
the
think
upper
she was
hand?
kind of
She's-
pulling her
she's kinda
punches.
pulling her
Pulling
punch there at
punches,
the
kind
end
of
and
pausing.
and he just skewers her. But it's like Star Wars rules. You can just take a saber
Yeah.
Stomach's
spear to the
okay.
gut. You'll be fine.
Stomach's okay.
Killmonger couldn't take it,
Right.
No.
but she can.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know.
Disney rules.
It's a
Okay.
little.
Yeah, well, that was.
I mean,
Disney
maybe
too,
he
but-
was a little more up and towards the chest, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like more middle.
Yeah.
It was more middle. He was in the heart, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, got nothing there.
And then what gets her in the end is like a mix, but kind of like anger mixed with passion.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I'm gonna get myself off of this.
Yeah.
He's making his way to the water.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta get over there. SpongeBob, that episode, like,
Yeah.
I need water. And she's like, this is it. I think she gets a little flashback city.
Yeah.
I feel like takes herself off, runs,
Claws
jumps,
come out,
claws come
snaps
out.
the thing, walks through, pulls it out the back.
Flip, run, jump, puts him down on the ground. I feel like she has a spear.
Something exploded and like burnt his back.
Oh yeah.
This
like
is
an
she's like,
engine
straight
or
up goes
something?
Wakanda forever. Bam.
she was
Yeah.
oh,
and
it
it like
hits
sets
the
off
detonator.
Sets it
Yeah.
off to explode.
Sets off a bomb
right
or
on his
something.
ass.
And it singes his ass on
Yeah.
the backside.
Little sunburn.
And then, but then it's like he's still not dead.
He
you
falls
know?
down. She's got a spear
To the neck.
to the neck, ready to do the job.
And this is the moment.
Yeah.
This is like the hero's moment. Same, think about like Peter Parker and Green Goblin.
Yeah. The mercy moment.
Yeah.
Do I?
Somebody speaks to her.
Yeah.
Her mom.
Her mom.
Yeah, she sees her. Like, this is a moment, right? Where she's like, show her who you
Yes,
are.
that's what
Yeah.
it is. That's what it is.
Just like she told T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wish she just would have stabbed him in the neck. But she doesn't.
No.
And she says, we will end this now. We'll team up, and we're going to go tell everybody to stop fighting.
Yeah.
In a story. And he goes, I yield.
I yield. Yeah.
Easy as that.
Yep.
Goes back. They're both up on a ship. Guys!
Hey, it's me, called Cuckoo Khan. You know me. Hey, look, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
We're just going to call it all off, all right?
I made a mistake.
Yep.
I mean, Wakanda was down to about 15 people in that little huddle.
Oh,
though.
yeah,
they
they were-
had taken some
they were
serious
done.
losses.
For sure.
They were like backed into a corner. It was about to
Yeah.
end.
I mean, if he was a good leader, he'd be like, "Oh wait, I got this." Like,
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
we
Why
vastly
didn't you win
outnumbered.
this
I wasn't
thing?
doing so hot on the beach, but man, they've been kicking ass
I
over
kick
here
this-
while I've been
if I
gone.
just kick this lady in the water, she's
Yeah.
probably done.
we just need to cut off their water mask. We'll
Yeah.
be fine.
He can't fly anymore though, so maybe he's.
You can still fly. He just one
Yeah.
legged.
He's not as
I don't know.
zippy.
Just
He's still got 3 wings.
he's like really balancing.
You cross your
Uh-oh.
legs, you
Uh-oh.
go on one, you're fine.
The war is over for now.
Yeah.
But who's pissed about it? Namora.
Yeah. Like why did we
She tells him
why
like,
did we bow to the surface people?
and he goes
idiot?
it's a long game essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of we're on the same team now, which was what I was always trying to do
Yeah.
because he was.
Oh yeah. He's a manipulator.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's
For
like,
sure.
and guess what?
Yeah.
The world's not done chasing vibranium, to your point, Andy. Next time somebody goes after them, they will call on us.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
they're coming for Wakanda.
Oh, it's not over.
And
Like,
they
have an
don't
army.
have any allies
Yeah.
except for us
Yeah.
now.
And they have the Black Panther, the most powerful person in the most powerful place. So.
Yep.
It's a pretty good ally to have.
Not too bad.
Damn.
Okay. And then she talks to Shuri is the queen essentially of Wakanda, and she talks to M'Baku, and I don't think they really tell us what she's got to say, what they say to each other. And this is where you kind of have to I feel like there's a little insinuation to where she goes, I have to go do something first.
Yep.
Okay, so first before we get to that, because that's the end of the movie, you get the fight.
It's challenge day.
It's challenge day. Remember the first movie?
Wakanda
Yep.
Falls.
Who da da da. I mean, I'm saying it wrong, but
Yeah.
it's just like they're chanting,
Yep.
and it's like, oh shit, like you're like, okay, the ship rolls in, it looks like
Yep.
Shuri's ship.
Here we go.
Here we go, and like
She's gonna take the herb
Or-
and fight someone,
or like take the herb that makes her lose the
that
powers.
makes her lose the powers
It's-
and
it-
fight someone with no powers.
Not gonna work.
But who's she gonna fight? And then instead,
It's
it's M'Baku.
and he's like, I'm here to
I'm
fight
here to challenge for the throne.
for the throne. To me, it felt like she was like, go do this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like they're like on the same team, you
Right.
know?
I don't think she wants a throne.
Exactly.
I think that's,
Oh, she
I think
clearly
that's her
doesn't want the
clearly
throne.
abdicating the throne.
Oh,
It's
Because
like that's
she-
it.
I agree.
They were still calling her princess.
Yeah.
Even after Queen Ramonda died.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, I don't understand what the succession rules are
Exactly.
in Wakanda.
Exactly.
But apparently, maybe it's just an open throne.
Yeah, and it seems like that with the challenge rules that like anybody can step
Right.
up.
Like, hey, we'll have a new leader when someone wins a challenge.
Yeah, it's like you inherit it, but you'll have to fight for it.
Right. Which makes me wonder, when T'Challa died, did Queen Ramonda have to fight somebody?
Yeah, did she get in there and she's like, "Let's go, M'Baku."
Right.
I know. Carrie's like, she was like, Shuri's about to get her ass kicked. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. All right, so that's kind of like story for another day, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be like a time jump too. Like by then, who knows?
Yeah.
All right, so Shuri,
We get
I'm
to-
not missing it.
It's
a couple more
over.
things on Earth.
You're
on-
going the right way.
Or not on Earth, but back in the Wakanda, I guess. Riri left. And
Oh, right.
She gets her
Yeah,
car. She
that's
gets her
right.
car
She
back.
gets her car, and
Gets
she's
the
like,
car.
I used to build it with my dad,
Shuri.
before.
something.
Who's her dad? It's not
I
Iron
don't
Man.
know.
No.
My question is, who tricked her into making that machine?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, you think there's like somebody puppet stringing?
Def.
Well, she's like, my professor said I couldn't do it, so I did it.
That seems pretty.
Yeah,
Hey.
something's up. Somebody planted a seed. Probably
Could be.
Valentine.
Yeah. That exactly. I think that's what I was sort of getting at, but
Can't take
Who
her
knows?
armor with her
who knows?
when she leaves.
Yeah, she's like, hey, we're gonna keep the suit, and I was like, that's...
Yeah, we can't let you have the suit.
I'm like, what is this?
That's okay. We don't need that
Because-
suit to come back.
Yeah,
Go make a
you're
better
going to
one.
have your own show,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we kind of need some character progression, so we're going to have to
Budget
watch
might
you.
not be as big for
rebuild
Ironheart,
this
so
suit.
we might need to tweak
Yeah.
this suit
Yeah.
a little bit.
We're just gonna have you fight in our war twice.
Yeah.
And Ross gets busted out by Okoye in her midnight angel outfit.
Wait, what happened?
Everett Ross
in
was
the-
Oh,
Ross
right.
was in the back of the van.
He's in the
Trees
back of
down.
the... Yes, he's in the truck.
a tree. It's in
the middle of the road.
What do we do?
Yeah.
This isn't obvious.
Yeah.
And they take him out. So apparently
Yeah.
he's back with Wakanda. Like probably always with Wakanda. I mean, this guy is a straight up traitor too. But he's also
Oh, yeah.
but he's also
Traitor to the country.
but he's also like you could tell that what I liked about that storyline was she is like a bad guy. And I feel like he was always alluding to
Is-
like something you are a bad guy.
Everett-
I'm nervous about you being in charge of these things and now I went to jail, but like it's because he didn't want to play along with what she was up to.
Right.
You know?
Is Everett Ross related to the other Ross? Isn't that sergeant guy's name? Is that
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross?
Yeah, I
Good
don't,
question.
I don't think so.
Good
Yeah.
question.
But I was really thinking about that. Like, did they really have to recast Thunderbolt Ross when you had an Agent Ross
just pull him up.
who could have just been pulled up?
No, now we have
No, we
Harrison
got
Ford.
Harrison
little
Ford,
Harrison
yeah.
Ford in his young prime. That
Yeah.
won't be a problem.
Right.
we'll see.
Yeah, we're not gonna have to recast that.
Yeah. We'll see if we get
By
through
the time
Indiana
the
Jones
Thunderbolts
5.
gets here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2025.
Yeah, where was the Thunderbolt movie where it's about his legacy and retiring that character?
So yeah, I think we're
We're
I
at the
think we're
this
at
is
the
it.
end.
This is where
is boom.
well
About to
we're
roll
all we're
credits.
we're
Cut the
avoiding
shit.
it because we're all looking at these tissues like is this about to go down? All right, so what does Sherry do? She says I have to go do something first.
yeah.
She goes to Haiti. She's like I'm gonna spend some time with
Nakia.
Nakia. And
she gets there.
I'm I thought this was kind of funny. Nakia's like, "What's up? I'm so glad you're here." She's like, "I need to do something on my own."
Yeah.
And Nakia's like, "Oh, okay."
Hey, yeah,
and I was
it's-
like, "Wow,
We've
like
got
2
it.
days of travel.
It's all ready for you. She said.
It's all ready for
Everything's ready for
you." She
you.
goes, "I need to do it
I
by
need
myself."
to do it on my own.
And what is she gonna do?
She's gonna burn the funeral robes.
Well, she's gonna have some closure
Yeah.
about this. And she pulls out the clothes. I'm getting emotional now.
Yeah.
And this is the highlight reel.
Yeah.
You know,
We get the scenes.
man, it was hard.
Just, boom, boom.
Boom,
Yeah.
here he is.
We're
Here
seeing
he is.
him,
Here he is.
the smile, the greetings,
Her and
everything.
him.
Her and him. Yeah. All the
Like,
interactions.
Just and that spark they had
mm-hmm.
was real, you know? Like I mean, you can really feel it. And here it is, front and center. She burns the clothes, she cries. You
Yeah.
know, I'm crying. Carrie's crying.
Everybody's crying. Andy cried.
Sure did.
Second time,
Oh yeah, every
you
time.
guys
Yeah.
Every
Just
time. Right
my
now.
shoulder was just wet.
soaking wet.
Me and Scott were hugging.
Yeah.
Roll the credits.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, that was it. I felt the
What'd you
closure.
think?
That's never it.
And then it wasn't it. Like the scene kept going.
But,
That Rihanna song's playing, and I'm just like, damn it, Rihanna.
Yeah.
every song.
Your
Just all the
beautiful
Rihanna
voice is just
songs.
making this whole thing even worse
Yeah.
for me right now. How could you do this?
Oh, I loved it beginning and end.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get one scene,
Yeah.
Just one. One mid-credit.
one
scene.
mid-credit
one.
scene. Continued.
Yeah.
Here she is. She's
Back on the beach.
Back
Right
on the
where we
beach,
left her.
Right where we left her. Nothing, same moment, same everything. And here comes
Nakia.
Nakia around the corner. She's got a little
Hey.
boy,
Yeah.
like a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah. 6, 7.
Cute as hell.
Yeah.
Oh God, his
Super
little
cute.
his little lisp.
Yeah.
Can't even recreate it. He's like,
Don't.
Can you keep a secret?
Oh.
Yeah. Dan's really gonna hate you if you start doing
Can you
kid
keep
voices.
a secret? Can you keep a secret?
My name is
Keep
my
it
name is
secret.
Toussaint.
Tucson.
Yeah, yep. He's like,
And-
okay. She's like, nice to meet you. And he's like, yep.
Yep.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
he's like, my mom says you're really good at keeping secrets.
Thank you for providing laughter. For providing laughter in this emotional scene. I do actually.
Oh, because it
appreciate
was. I mean, I know you could tell. Like it's like keep it together here.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am Prince
My name is really Prince T'Challa.
T'Challa. I'm the son of King T'Challa,
King T'Challa.
and I'll return home one day
Yeah.
to claim my place or something.
Something like that. And Nakia gives the story. Like, hey, T'Challa knew
This happened.
that I had we agreed
We
that
agreed.
I would leave.
Yep.
He's prepared us for
And-
this moment.
And he's gonna leave. He's gonna live away from all this.
Yeah. Until he's ready.
Until he's ready.
Yeah.
But like he's gonna know about it
Right.
too. And so this is.
Shuri asked, like, did my mom know?
Did my mom meet him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said
She
yes.
said
And
yes.
she's like,
Yeah.
And we
see him.
see
in,
him
in the school at the beginning.
In the
or in the middle
school.
of the movie. I did not catch that.
he was there.
brought Queen Ramonda
Oh.
to Nakia.
Oh man.
In
He's
the
like, hey
school.
grandma.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
hey queen.
Now, I don't think she knew at that moment.
Maybe.
I think
But
she
I
did.
I think
think
she
they-
did. I think she did.
I think she did.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
she said.
I
She
think
knew.
I think maybe after
I think she knew.
they might have
well
had
before.
that talk. You think so?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think the idea was like she
That's
knew.
why she approached him in the schoolyard, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
I'm
I
thinking
thought it
like
was-
she
I thought
knew
it was
like longer
before.
than any of us realized. Like it was like
Yeah.
she always knew in my mind. Is kind of how
Yeah,
that was.
maybe.
And like she was probably helping like keep it a secret and stuff. And she knew right where to
Oh.
find her. You know.
She knew because she was about to tell Shuri at Namor's appearance in Wakanda.
Oh yeah.
She's I have
Oh.
something to tell you about your
You're
brother.
right.
Yeah.
And until the end of the movie, I was like, what the hell was
That was
what
it.
the hell was it? And
That
then
was
the
it.
credit scene happened. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I think she knew long term.
All right, what'd you guys think of that? I mean, it was like, okay, this guy's got a kid. It's a story for another day. I don't know how Dan feels about it, but like, how do
Yeah.
you guys?
Good use of a kid. That's
Alright.
a good use of a kid.
In
You
this-
like that? You like that? Well, like
That's approved.
because is this what this is? Right? It's a legacy thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's like never gonna die.
Oh.
Like we're gonna always like his name is T'Challa. It's not
Yeah.
like they gave him like a new name.
Right.
You know, it's like no, this is T'Challa, live forever in the MCU. That's our biggest tribute we could do.
We don't need to recast
No,
Yeah.
because we've
New
got
gen.
a new gen.
New
Yep.
gen.
Yeah.
but like which
Young-
is like
a
which
young
fits,
Avenger.
which fits the formula anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
It's part of that too.
Right.
Because like I don't know like what the right thing to do is, but
Yeah.
man, I
I
think.
mean, there's a lot of ways they can age him up if they need to.
oh,
Yeah,
I
I
said
mean,
that. I said leave and I
Working
go.
with
Well,
kids
yeah, you'll
in
move him.
2 years. You know, he'll probably be 6'2" and on the Marvel
Or you'll
bodybuilding
never
plan.
see that actor again, and it'll be
Yeah, it'll just
they'll
be somebody
recast
else.
Somebody that, yeah.
But I mean, if you watch Stranger Things season 1 and season 2, you know,
Yeah.
the kids age very quickly
he's gonna be hanging
off
out,
screen.
be hanging out with Scar.
Yeah.
Sakar. What's his name?
Yeah, it's
Scar.
Scar.
From Sakaar.
yeah,
from
Scar.
Scar.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more She-Hulk, like post-traumatic stress.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's not put a bad taste in your mouth. Was that Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
That was it.
That was great.
Roll credits.
Roll the credits. That's
All
no
the
more
credits.
no more scenes.
No end credit scene. That's it. Because, I mean, I guess technically not the end of Phase 4, but the end of Phase 4.
Phase 4 is
Emotionally.
Emotionally,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh, man, the thoughts are running
Yeah.
through my head. I want to do roundtable thoughts. Did we miss any big parts you want to talk about is the first part is really. Like, is there anything that we didn't talk about in this story that you saw, characters that came up, storylines that paid off? But, you know, I think we'll just keep that in your head as I start like a little bit of a roundtable here. Kicking us off with some thoughts on this film. Man alive. This thing was
2 hours and 40 minutes.
the thing I was going to say was I could feel I said it right whenever it all went down was, you know, right after we found out about his passing. My first thought was like, obviously all the tragedy and everything, but when it came to like real life moves forward, like there's going to be a team of people that are going to make this movie, and they're going to have to figure out what to do here,
how to address it.
And man, you could really feel the tone of the movie of like, this guy died, and none of us are over it, and all of this stings, and nothing is quite perfect and in a bow, and there's just a little bit of sadness to like every part of what's going on, and I think that's the greatest testament to this film is that the people that worked on it, you can just feel their heart, their emotion, and we're going to do our absolute best here, and I think they did a beautiful job.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was a beautiful film. I think this is a film for fans, and also a film for fans that even if you don't even know what happened, you go in and you're like, this is just a powerful movie that just looks and feels amazing, bringing back the original team to come back and do it again. Loved it so much. Let's change up the order a little bit. Dan, talk to us about Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I think they picked a tone and they stuck to it. You know, Thor had way too many jokes and everything was funny, and there's been a lot of that recently in the Marvel movies, and I think they picked a more serious tone. They had a couple of one-liners and jokes that I frankly thought worked better because they were few and far between. They had a theme, they had an origin story that was phenomenal. The Ironheart thing didn't 100% work out for me because clearly that was a way to kind of get to the next thing. Same with Everett and LaFontaine. And, you know, honestly, if you took those pieces out, I think the cast is what made this movie happen in the emotional resonance that it had. Like when Angela Bassett walks out right after she like he has died and you see it on her face. Like I know she's an actress, but I'm like, at that moment, I was like, I think she's crying for Chadwick Boseman.
Sure.
Not
That's
for
what
this
she brought.
fictional
It was
character.
real.
Like,
That's what she
yeah,
brought.
like
Yeah.
their emotions
Yeah.
felt real.
Yeah.
And I would assume in making this, when they're thinking about this, because they're not seeing the flashbacks, right? When they're filming it, they're thinking in their own head, the memories, they're closing their eyes, they're seeing his face, his smile. I mean, he had so much charisma. And the fact that they went that route, they did honor not only to him, but to everybody who was left in that movie to step up. And I think, like, you know, for me, outside of maybe Spider-Man, this was easily my second. I'd have to watch it and probably Spider-Man again, but this is easily my first or second favorite in Phase 4.
Oh, wow.
Like, easily over everything else we've seen.
Wow.
I just walked out of there and I'm like, this felt more like the earlier phases and a bit like just like a little more grounded in the tone, because so many of them have leaned into all this humor and jokes and one-liners that it just almost feels unrealistic, and this really had something it wanted to convey, and I thought it did a great job.
Nice. Fair share. Well said. Scotty Scoop, what's on your head? What's on your heart?
Beautiful movie. Just to take in how much culture they put into this movie. And I really liked that they took Namor from a very like bland Atlantis, and they injected this Mayan civilization culture on him that worked 100%. in this movie. Like, I don't know that they could have put this in anywhere else, and it just would have looked weird
Yeah.
to not have that balance with the African culture and then the Mayan culture, and then just how rich the movie was with the visuals and the acting. I really enjoyed Tena Huerta, his portrayal of Namor, very arrogant, manipulative,
Cool too.
very cool,
Like collected, like cold. You know,
I don't know that I would call him a villain,
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
and I don't
Anti-hero.
I don't know that I'd even call him an anti-hero.
Like
he was just the antagonist of the movie,
of this particular
of
story.
this particular story.
Yeah. And with his own thing going on.
Right. And I can't wait to see where they take his character. I think we're going to see him again
Yeah.
in the Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, he's calling it.
I'm calling it right now.
Okay.
In the comic books, he has a thing for Invisible Woman,
Sue Storm.
Susan Storm.
Oh, nice.
So I think we're going to get an angle there. I hope we see him before that, because that's like 2025.
I know. That's what worries about me. Like, this is where like these movies like worry me. Is like, this is Black Panther. It's
that-
like, are we not going to see something like this till Black Panther
Is
3?
that after the what's the next Avenger?
I think
Kang.
The next Avengers is
I think
Secret Wars, and
Okay.
then King Dynasty.
Fantastic Four kicks off Phase 6, I think.
Okay.
Let's see, and I think Thunderbolts
That's-
closes Phase 5.
The phases are like by
It's-
year, right?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's fluid because it's Marvel.
but I feel like the phases usually go like Phase 4 ends now, 23 kicks off Phase 5. Is
right.
that how they do it though?
No,
it's
not
it's
really.
more than
Not
a year
necessarily,
sometime.
right?
Because think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it. It's been we're in Phase 4, but MCU is way more than four years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's usually.
Oh, that's a
two
good
or
point.
three.
Yeah, fair.
Depends on. I mean, things are changing now with the shows and the
Yeah.
movies all going. It's like they're
Yeah.
packing so much in.
I don't think I needed Riri Williams.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, she kind of went from janky Iron Man suit to full Iron Man suit very quickly.
Yeah, almost like you know how Iron Man suits like evolved from Iron Man 1, you know, and then 12 films later.
Right.
It was almost like she made that jump in 30 minutes.
Right.
It was like, oh wow, you've got like almost, it's not a nanotech
Right.
suit. but
I
it
mean, we
looks like
came
it.
into her and she was already kind of like a badass,
Yeah.
but I don't know that she was full Iron Man battle in the ocean badass.
Yeah.
And then just personally for me, not a fan of Letitia Wright. I don't think
Oh.
she is lead acting material.
Wow.
I
yeah.
mean, I think they were kind of stuck making her the lead of this movie.
Yeah, we're getting into it now.
I
This is the stuff you want to talk about for sure.
I don't think she's a strong enough actress
Yeah.
to carry a franchise.
Wow.
Personally, I wanted Lupita Nyong'o, a Oscar-winning actress,
Yes.
to be Black Panther.
Wow.
Or
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know. Man, that's a really interesting point. I hear you.
you know, there was just I think the cast carried this movie,
Yeah.
and I didn't ever get the feeling
Well,
that Shuri was
Yes.
a lead.
Totally.
She-
All the way until the end for me, I was like, is she going to put on this? Like, I was pushing that all
I
the
mean,
way.
I knew going in she was the next Black Panther.
Just because of the, like,
just
trailer
because
and
the
stuff.
trailer,
yeah.
you know, you could tell from her face paint from the morning to the Black Panther helmet with the paint on
and it's
it.
been out for a week and they're already posting, like, her
Right,
pictures,
yeah.
like, ready to go.
Like, you know, and that's just my personal feeling. Other than that, I mean, I don't think she was bad.
No, hey, you're not going to hurt any feelings on this show.
You know,
like,
She
I hear you.
she got really hurt making
She
this movie.
did.
She
She
was in a
got
motorcycle
injured.
accident.
And they also delayed the movie because of vaccination reasons. You know, and it's I don't have anything. Do whatever you got to do
Yeah.
in your personal life, but just personally as an actress, I don't think she's lead material.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if they. I think she'll be in the next one, but I would.
I don't know if we're gonna get another Black Panther
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
lead.
I agree.
Y-
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
I don't know,
With
what
her.
Do you, what do you?
Short.
I think this
what,
might.
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
Just
What
I
do
like
you-
a
think there might
placeholder.
be another ensemble movie.
yeah.
You know, like
I think she might get switched
an
out for this
Avengers,
kid.
and then we get this kid, and maybe the next Black Panther movie will be a mantle pass again to a younger Black Panther. I mean, other than that, I mean, this still is probably going to be in my top 2 movies. I mean, I'm kind of back and forth with this and Shang-Chi as my phase 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, we must have watched a different movie.
I thought Shang-Chi was
I love Shang-Chi.
fantastic.
You don't like it?
No.
I mean,
That's
it's
three. That's
I
three
loved
for
it,
me,
yeah.
I've got a
but-
special place in my heart for Jackie Chan,
Yeah.
and this really gave me like Jackie Chan vibes.
Okay.
And you know,
I love we love Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the favorites. All right, Giggler, Wakanda Forever. Tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah. So Chadwick, I mean, he reeled. I feel like he, me personally, reeled me in with just his. At first, Black Panther, I didn't know anything about it going in. All of a sudden, he's in Civil War. Black Panther movie comes out shortly after that. I mean, I was captivated by his suit at first. One of the best looking suits that we've had. to
Just
date.
taking bullets from
But
the
then-
helicopter.
Definitely.
Right, and that chase scene with the Winter Soldier,
Just
I mean,
running.
unreal.
Oh, man, yeah,
so
that was great.
so cool. Like what a debut! I immediately went from like I have no idea who this character is.
Takes
to,
off his
like,
helmet and just has
one
that
of-
look like.
right, and then just like, I mean, just like Scott said earlier, like his smile, just his demeanor and his charisma, like it's really tough to beat. And the fact that they pulled this off as a like beautiful tribute to him. I mean, just Shuri's like hero's journey throughout the movie is just honest. I can't think of like a better tribute than that in itself. Like it was just absolutely perfect. After the movie, both times I was just like, I have no idea how they just did that.
Yeah. I like how you put that too. Like they pulled it off because again, like I don't know. It's like I don't like to play the game too much of like they had a tough job ahead of
Yeah.
them because you're kind of putting a chip on their shoulder and making them an underdog from the get go. But the truth is, they would probably agree that like we were the underdog. We are. It's it's like if you're making the Iron Man movies and Robert Downey Jr. dies during the filming of the second movie.
Right.
Like you're like, oh shit, like back to the drawing board, like for real. And then with a
Yeah.
character like this,
It's even more.
there was even more weight to it of like there's more to this
Yeah.
lead than an
The-
Iron Man type character. We got plenty of those.
this
this is
means
different.
more to a set of people,
Yeah.
you know, where they can look at this movie and see themselves represented, and to just have that wiped out. I mean, you could do a real world what if. You know, what if they
Yeah.
had just recasted him? 'Cause
Yeah.
there are people who said, just recast him. And there were other people that said, don't even make the movie.
Yeah.
And then there were people like, figure it out.
Yeah. What do we like? What do we think? Like I'm thinking, like
I'm happy they did this.
I'm
I'm
completely
very
100%
Yeah.
happy with this product that
Yeah.
they gave us.
yeah, me too. And I am too for sure because like we're not the ones in the room making this thing, but like it's like man,
Call
if
us.
it were me, it's like yeah, totally. Like it's like
Call
I get the route, I totally do, and I mean I don't know what else you do. Like I don't even know like how if you recasted him, it's not
It's going to be a comparison forever.
forever.
Yeah, the only thing I thought they could do is somehow bring Michael B. Jordan back.
I
Give
thought about
him
that.
a
That was
redemption.
one
I'm
of my
sure
things.
that was
I
something
I
they
thought
in
like
the
a-
writing room
They floated
thought
that
about.
for
Yeah.
sure.
like a multiverse version or something. I
right,
thought
because
I
if
just
you
saw
watch
it.
What If, there's another Killmonger. We know.
yeah, like pop in, like they put a Black
Yeah.
Widow in another world.
Right.
Like they kind of show that like we can do this when we want to, but do you do the Disney CGI and like bring him back?
And they talked about that too, I'm sure.
Can you imagine like the options that were on the
You
table?
know, even just like at the beginning to just, hey, we need something people can see
All it was
To-
a mural.
to close it out.
They showed a mural
But
of
yeah,
his
they
face.
did the mural, and
when
that's
they're like,
it.
that was it. It was
Yeah.
a mural of his face, and it was like, they're not even going to show a body. They're not showing anything.
nothing.
That was better because
I agree.
they did it in Star
Yeah.
Wars. They had Carrie. They took old footage and put her in Episode 9 and
Yeah.
like killed her off in the movie and had body doubles, and it was awkward and it
Right.
looked like shit.
Yeah.
And I thought this was handled perfectly.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you just think about Mark Hamill in his Jedi outfit at
Yeah.
70
They-
with this
They
little
did
baby
what,
Grogu.
I mean,
Grand Moff Tarkin.
we didn't see.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
you don't need to see somebody die to know they died. Like again, that look on Angela Bassett's face when she comes out, I think is all you needed.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
you
both-
didn't actually
both of
get
them,
to
both-
see
yeah.
him.
Her.
I mean, all you would have seen is like a body, and then it'd been like a flat line. You'd have heard the flat line,
Yeah.
right? So.
All right.
We were probably 3/4 of the way through the movie, and my youngest daughter Nora, she's 9, and we were most of the way through the movie, and she turned to me and she goes, "Where's Black Panther?"
Oh man.
And like,
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Young kids.
I had to do an
What'd you
aside.
do?
I just had to do an aside and whisper in her ear and said, "You know, the actor that played this character died. He passed away in real life, and they're making the movie
Yep.
to, you know, to show everyone else how to deal with that kind of grief."
Yeah. And yes, we're dealing with
Yeah,
it now.
right.
Yeah.
Like
right.
this. Look at this movie. This movie's about dealing with it.
Right.
Yeah.
This movie is all of us dealing with it.
Yeah.
Having somewhere to put it
Right.
is really nice. You know? Because there's also like this version of the MCU where like they don't address it. Where,
Oh yeah.
where like you recast
Yeah, I
them
mean,
and
like-
like you don't even talk about
Right.
like how would
Oh,
that
they
work?
they do the thing at the beginning or the end that says in memory of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, right.
But you have, you know, somebody else up
Yeah.
there in the suit. And, you know, the actors don't get to draw on that to put forth this kind of work that they did.
All I was thinking too was man, Wakanda has been through it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lost the king,
King.
then their other king.
Yep.
Yeah. Overthrown.
Shuri
Yeah.
was their
Overthrown by
Overthrown.
yeah,
by
False
a
king. He
false
dies.
king.
false king,
dies.
They got a queen.
They're-
She's all pissed
Yeah.
off.
queen, dead,
Dead. They're like,
princess.
here comes our
kidnapped.
next queen.
That was one thing that I didn't like about the film was that I was like, man, well, this is Wakanda though. Like you guys are okay, but like it didn't seem like they were that okay. They just
No.
like kept getting like people are sneaking in, and the Dora Milaje are tough, but
Yeah.
they're not like quite tough anymore. And I'm like,
city's
where's this?
flooded.
I'm like, where's this army?
mean-
and like, where's like the people that were running this place? And like,
Well, they all-
it's always like so dependent on like the king and
Mhm.
like the siblings. And I'm
That's-
like, well, who are the advisors? And where's Lawrence Fishburne or not Lawrence Fishburne? The guy that was in the movie the first time around. Did he get killed in the
yeah,
first?
he was killed.
He was killed by
Yeah.
Killmonger.
Killmonger killed him
Oh
on
damn.
the
Okay. Well,
challenge
people like that though. The
thing.
wise elders, you know.
Well, you also have to remember Wakanda's been like the battleground in a lot of these movies, right? So you have like the first Black Panther, then you have what's the first
Infinity
Avenger?
War.
Infinity War. Like, I mean, the reality is like you have the whole like warrior tribe there, and they got massacred.
Yeah.
So like that is
Yeah.
a crippled nation. Like not only has their
Mm.
leadership continuously
Good
died,
call. Good call.
but they were the ones in the front line. They were there again in Endgame, right? You saw more Wakandans. And it's like, as a representative of like saving the world, this country has given a lot more
We've
than
given a
anybody.
lot.
You know, the U.S., the Navy SEALs weren't there.
And what are they
Right.
about to
Fighting at
get?
the
What are they about to get for
Endgame.
it? Just everybody wants all their shit still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that was kind of like the Queen's whole point was like it's not like has she given enough? Obviously, haven't we given enough?
Mhm.
And like people still asking,
Yeah.
and I did love like the real world side of like no one gives a flying f that this has happened to you. Where's your stuff? We're with this. Life goes on, and I mean it's like not a good feeling, but it's like that's the real world.
That's the
Sure.
real world. Yeah.
Like you might something happens, you go to a funeral, and then you got work tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, it's like back to work.
Got to move on.
Yeah. All right, let's do roundtable ratings. Giggler, you're up first.
3.6.
Scotty Scoop,
3.7.
Dan P,
3.8.
Oh. Price is Right, Logan.
3.7, 3.7. High scores. I mean,
$1, Bob.
I don't know. If we all said higher, would I say higher? Probably. We all said lower. Would I say maybe? I don't know. But I'm telling you that I'm jealous. You guys have seen it twice. I'll put it that way. This is one that I want to watch again. I
Yeah,
want to see
it
it.
was
I want
great.
to see it more.
Mine went up from a 3.3 to a 3.6 after the second viewing. So,
Oh, wow.
Because I was there.
Well, and that's
That helps.
classic. That's classic MCU, too. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like it stands on its own 2 feet. Parts of me wanted in credit scenes of like,
right.
Kang
Oh, yeah.
rolling in.
You want,
or
you want
like
something.
an Ant-Man and the Wasp, like, or a Quantumania like tease or something. But I knew in my heart of hearts that's not going to happen. This is going to be a
They
book.
showed the
has to
trailer for
be-
Ant-Man before the movie.
They
You're
did.
Good. You got it.
Oh God, man, that's going to be. I think that's going to be.
They also showed the Avatar trailer, which I think for maybe some people who not really familiar with everything may have confused them a bit.
Yeah.
Great
Seeing blue people in the water in the trailer and then blue people in the water in the movie.
They're like, this must be Black Panther Way
Why, yeah.
of Water.
Yeah, they're making another one already.
Wow, we already got the preview for the next one. That's at Christmas. But
heavy movie.
Yeah.
heavy, but they did it beginning and end kind of, and they gave the movie a chance to be the movie on its own 2
Yeah.
feet too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect bookends. This is my first thoughts, too. Like the first 10 and last 10 minutes were just like,
Mm-hmm.
they felt the same to
Yeah.
me, but in a good way.
I mean, my heart was hurting. Woof. They did it. They got it done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, that's what we thought of the movie. We want to hear what you think. We always do. And this is where we feature that part. So we got a fan voicemail from one of our regular callers, one of the friends of Scotty Scoop, now
That's right.
longtime friend of Mostly Superheroes, Mr. Cecil here giving his thoughts on Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Let's hear from him right now.
Hey, this is Cecil. I'm a therapist, and what I noticed with the rewrite of the film and how they handled Chadwick Boseman's death was to examine how each character handled going through the grief process. We got a lot of people think it's just 5, but there's actually 7. There's shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and acceptance. And it was interesting that right before he died, she was looking into trying to fix him. She was, I'm going to use technology. This is what I know. Something that a lot of people really, apparently I didn't see a lot of people catch this. Her brother was the one who taught her everything about technology. Like, he's incredibly smart too, but the movies don't really do a lot of that. There was a small mention of it. I've seen the movie 3 times. There's a small mention of it in the movie in Wakanda Forever, but they don't really talk a lot about how T'Challa was the one who taught her all of it. So she used what her brother gave her to try to save him. The writing was excellent because it just really kind of crafted her shock when he first died and the denial and particularly the anger. Also, this movie allowed me, just kind of as a viewer, to really get a better understanding of what the ancestral plane was. You have to deal with your most present trauma first before you can see your ancestors. And I didn't realize that before. In the last movie, it was T'Challa dealing with, the ideologies of his father. With Killmonger, dealing with the death of his dad. And with Shuri, dealing with her vengeance, dealing with her anger, dealing with her grief, before she could even see her mother. So that gave me a better understanding. I really like that. Riri Williams, a lot of people are saying things like it was unnecessary. I wasn't even really that interested in Ironheart until I saw her on this. Now I really want to know, so much more about it. So, job well done. It's time for Angela Bassett to get her Oscar. It's time. It's past time. She should have gotten it years ago. She should have gotten it for What's Love Got to Do with It, but it's time for her to get her Oscar. I have a whole lot to say about this movie, but I'm not going to say too much more. I appreciate you all giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts, and hopefully y'all will go see the movie your 3rd and 4th and 5th time, because I probably will. All right, thanks.
Cecil.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep. Therapist Cecil breaking it down.
Yeah, I saw that voicemail trickle in today as I'm packaging the episode, and always good to hear from Cecil. Man,
Yeah.
what a take.
Yeah.
Man, like, you can really, like, get a therapist take, too.
Yeah, when he first said that, I was like, oh, well, he's giving his job. And then when he went into it, I'm like, oh, well, now that makes it, yes, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And, and I loved his analysis.
We do love our callers just to rattle off, what they do for a living.
Yes.
You know, I'm Cecil. I'm a firefighter. Anyway, so the movie's really
I really loved when the things were on fire.
Yeah.
And then when the fires got put out.
No, really good to have that
awesome.
take, because I mean now it's like when I go back and watch again, it's like, man, you probably will see those patterns of like this is how they're dealing with it. Now it's this, and you're skipping a step, so you see like how that can go against you. Cecil, thanks so much, man. Always good to hear from you. You want to say anything special to your boy?
Yeah. Love you, Cecil.
Look at that.
See you in January.
What's going on? You guys meeting up?
It's wedding.
Oh, right.
He's coming up.
I forgot you're getting married. I'll be there. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Cecil. I'll see you. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. Might have to plan another maybe we'll get him in person.
Hey.
Do like a wedding episode.
There we go.
Holy shit.
That'd be cool.
How about that? All right. Moving right along.
Will that be after the bachelor party episode or the month before?
Well, we've already done one bachelor party. But we're trying to plan
we're gonna
another
get a
one.
Sequel.
Yeah, because
for sure.
Shanna, your fiance, got to do
she got like 3 days.
A 3-day.
Like a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. And I'm like, I only got 1 day.
We did 1 day, and the argument has been like, Shanna's, saying like, well, Friday was a Friday night, Saturday was only an afternoon, maybe one more day.
Yeah.
All right, we got some fun facts from the show too as well. Just again, IMDB Pro helping us out. Winston Duke actually campaigned for his character M'Baku to be the sequel's main villain.
Oh.
Well, you already tried that in the first one.
An interesting take.
All right, Marvel stated due to Chadwick Boseman's untimely death in August of 2020, all plans for Black Panther 2 have been left in the uncertain state. For a time, Marvel was not sure whether they were going to recast another actor to portray Black Panther in the MCU. We know that after Chadwick Boseman's untimely death, some fans have advocated for the next Black Panther film to follow the comics and to have Shuri. So these are obviously before the movie came out, right? These were like kind of guesses. So they kind of guessed that right on track. We talked about this. This is the 30th film in the MCU as well. And Ryan Coogler. So there is a special that debuted probably like on ABC or NBC. It's on Disney Plus now. It's called Finding Wakanda. And Ryan Coogler went on there and spoke and kind of spoke to this and stated that making this film without Chadwick Boseman is the hardest thing he's ever done. And in that special on Disney Plus, he dives a lot deeper into it and gets emotional, and it will be emotional, but a lot more behind the scenes stuff that you can go check out on Disney Plus about this. And I'm sure there'll be like a making of at some point as well.
Yeah, I would love for them. I don't know if it's a what if, but I would love to know what that original script was. I feel like a what if is too close, like, to him, because he voiced that character. But maybe a comic. I feel like you could do justice of, like, this is a comic of what Black Panther 2 would have been with him, because then there's no voice. There's, like, you can use his likeness, and do tribute. But I would be very curious to know what that was originally, and that might be a way you could do it that's still respectful and like just kind of a one-off, like, hey, here's like a one-off story.
Like a Marvel special presentation,
like a special print alternate universe kind of dealio,
or like the it's like the left on the table what if episodes. Maybe they'll do like a special release or something one day. That's not because they do the what if like storylines, right?
So
it's almost like you need to like have like it's almost like what Star Wars is doing. Star Wars does these like solo things now. It's like, just do a one what if, because I'm with you. I go down that road too, just because like you've got us intrigued in the multiverse now. Now I want to see like, what did you have in mind?
Maybe get like a novelization or something of the script.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I'd be in.
Fellas, nice job. I think for 4 white dudes in the middle of Missouri, we didn't do too bad. And reading some of the names was tough. I think Scotty is really good at it.
Yeah, he's really good. He's good to remember like the tribes. Like he was just on fire with all these like, because this was an ensemble cast.
Yes,
right. So
it
there's
is
a lot
ensemble.
of characters, and it's not like
to
a
look at the
Avengers
screen.
ensemble.
He's just looking me in the eye, like saying them so clearly. I'm like, wow.
They call him Kalkukuka.
Kalkukukan. Do you know that? M'Baku, that was so great.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get into what's coming up. Oh, man. Okay. Whew. Get yourselves together. I have to see it and go cry again.
Oh, yeah, you know you're gonna.
Yeah.
Coming up in Christmas time, I mean, I guess we'll do a whole episode about it. I mean, we're definitely going to talk about it, but James Cameron's Avatar is back in theaters this Christmas. I think we're going to do it for our holiday special, so how about that?
Yeah, and
Do the-
we'll have the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special
Yeah.
go over as well.
That'll be in the What You Watching. I'll probably watch at least 10 more
Yeah.
cheesy Christmas movies by then. I'll bring those in.
Everybody come with your
Get Carrie's
best
top 10 ready.
cheesy Christmas movies. Yeah, we got to have
can
Carrie
You,
talk about
did
it.
your ladies watch cheesy stuff? Like, or do you guys watch cheesy stuff?
Shannon mostly watches murder.
Steph, yeah, same for Steph.
A lot of
She's already
true
plotting.
crime.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get a free pass on all that stuff. Luckily, that's not Steph's favorite.
Well, I
at
know it's kind of quick to watch another movie with blue people in water, but we'll just do it again.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
down.
totally in.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait.
And-
Oh, go ahead.
And
Andy.
another Christmas special coming up, Murderville.
Oh yeah, you told me that
Featuring-
Murderville with Will Arnett.
What?
They're doing a holiday special.
Yes,
Is this one episode or is this
Jason
like?
Bateman is the. I think it's one episode,
Oh man.
and Sean Hayes is going to be in it as well.
Oh, great.
Oh, perfect.
That
like,
show's so
it
good.
is
Laugh
gonna
out
be
loud funny.
Smartless Jr. with a Christmas Terry Seattle twist. I cannot. wait.
Terry Seattle.
I freaking love that show. I want I need more. I was like, I hope it's more than one episode, but I think it's only one.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch that again.
Maya Rudolph's in it too. I think that's
Nice.
the
You also have we didn't talk about they also have a Christmas story.
Oh yeah.
The
Has
sequel.
anybody watch that
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
No, but
out.
it's out.
Yeah.
I think it's on. Do you remember?
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Oh.
So like they got what's his name back that played
Mhm.
Ralphie,
yeah.
and this is the big sequel. So you know,
Right.
get it on your holiday schedule. We'll have even more for you when we come back. Avatar coming up. We got our best of episode happening, and then we're in the next year.
God, so close.
wow, dude.
Over.
Yeah.
It's over, just like that.
Over.
Where did it go?
I know. And plenty more, lots more episodes. We got them up on the screen now. We're going to be doing a lot in 2023, and we can't wait to do it with you. Plenty of ways to support the show, just like Danny Patron. You can go support us on
Do it.
Patreon. You can do it at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Pay a little bit of money even just through the website. You can just send us cash. You can buy merch and wear the show. Got the new holiday designs with our promo code mostly on Bonfire. Go to mostlysuperheroes.com/merch. Buy that merch. Get the discount. Support the show, and we appreciate you. Let's do a round table right now and say goodbye. Giggler.
Wow. I hope everybody has an awesome Thanksgiving. Eats all the good foods. See all your family. All that good stuff. And we'll see you in another month.
Yeah, another month or a
3
few
weeks.
weeks.
I'll be ready. I'll be ready to chat with you guys again.
Yeah.
Then by then, I think.
Scotty Scoop.
Man, I'm super excited. I'm gonna wake up on Friday morning. Gonna have my leftover turkey sandwich with the moist maker. And I'm gonna turn on Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, snuggle up on the couch in the theater, and man, it's gonna be great.
You're gonna have us all over.
Hey, you guys want to come over for some sandwiches?
I'll probably be in my own bed at that
yeah,
point.
I have to
mashed
work.
potatoes.
I have to work on Black Friday, unfortunately.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Danny Patron in from Texas. Dude, thank you.
Aw.
Absolutely.
What do you got? What do you want to say to people as you say goodbye today, this time around? Because I'm sure we're going to have you back plenty of times.
Yeah. Join the club. Best content's in the Patreon part. You're missing out. You hear all the interesting stories of what's going on in lives. There's even some follow-up to some pre-Patreon conversations this week.
Ah.
But
Yes.
You're not going to know. You're not going to know unless you're subscribed. Honored to be back. Been looking forward to it, since kind of reached out and said, hey, I'll be in town if it lines up. And you're like, yes, it will. I'm like, thank God. Buying a mic, just saying. So you still have the
Yes.
seat. We do the digital thing. Black Friday's coming up, and I've been watching those too. So
Good.
Always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Thanks to the listeners. Get those sweaters for your upcoming Christmas parties. And thank you all for doing this with us. Bit of a emotional episode, I think, for all of us, and so a little bit change in tone. But thanks everybody, and hope to be back soon.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, listener. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you to your ladies for lending me out. And, we'll all get back out in here soon. We do it for you guys. We do it for us. We're all having fun, and it's about living that cool life and doing the best you can. So we'll see you next time. Join us next time. on Mostly Superheroes. Take it easy.